Hey, teacups, it's your girl Monica. Welcome back to the All About the Tea channel. Joining me tonight are teacup affiliates, Schoolboy, hey, and the Bishop. Schoolboy, you on mute, baby.
Hey, everybody. Hope everybody being COVID free.
How you doing?
And staying away from that Super Bowl. I mean,
yes, and don't go to All-Star Weekend, girl, down there in Atlanta. Don't get ate up.
I thought they canceled that.
Wakanda's still having it down there. Y'all go down to Wakanda if you want
Well, can we talk about that for a smidget real quick, Monica?
Yeah.
We already know Atlanta's leading with the highest STD rates anyways. So 50% of your folks already got something, or done had something. 50, that's crazy.
That's astronomical numbers. And you got T.I. and Tiny running around down there. Nobody needs to be on the loose. Nobody needs to be down there in Atlanta. Y'all stay home, please. Please, y'all know we family. Please just stay home. You know,
nobody need to be itching and burning. Okay, it ain't that serious.
Or drugged up and tied up. I mean, we don't need that.
And if you married, stay with that person. Nobody extra, especially in that city.
Nobody extra. I mean, you take a vow. You know, it's part of your sacrament before God, and all this foolery and coonery going on is just a bit much for me. All right, y'all. First and foremost, if you're not subscribed to the channel, I need you to hit that subscribe button down below. And if you're already subscribed to the channel, bang that notification bell so that you don't miss out on any of the piping hot tea that we spill on this channel. And while you're at it, you might as well hit the like button. We need 5,000 likes for this video. Come on, we can do it. We can do it. Oh, everybody. Okay, I'm going to give people time to come in the room. They love this Love and Marriage Huntsville child.
They love and hip-hop now. It's giving me life.
Well, the Housewives is a flop now, right? I mean, pretty much, right? So Carlos King is actually saving us. All we got left is this Love and Marriage Huntsville. It's a little bit of the Sprinkle of the Bell Collective, but ain't nothing left. And Netflix.
I have to say New Jersey like it's going to be fire.
I'm gonna tell y'all right now, half of them storylines on there are fake.
Yeah, I know, but still, they getting me fired.
They get you fired.
My thing is
Atlanta giving us snooze fest.
But it's picking up though. I will give it that. It's picking up. It's picking up a little slow, you know, but it's getting there. Because at first I was sad asleep, but when Portia jumped on that couch, I was like, I woke up and I'm like, that was hilarious.
Oh, we got Plaz. Plaz, if you driving and stuff, baby, it's okay.
No, I miss y'all.
We miss you too.
We miss you too.
I was like, I can't believe I'm finna miss. I wanted to drag Kaylin's old white fragile tear ass for film.
Child, yeah, we missed you on that because you would have given you reads a bitch down. So that would have been.
And you know, it was what we was talking about before. That's why I hate when they try to force a white person, or even if it's a white cast, a black person into the cast, because it ends up with what that shit last night.
Right. Oh, it was a damn shame. I mean, and the fact with Antoinette running behind her, like, it's okay. It's all right. You'll be okay. I wanted to, okay. Let me be good.
And you know, technically
the whole fact. This girl talking about she comes from Jefferson Davis, but white people don't talk. The white people she know don't talk about black people like that. Ma'am, you cannot be a direct descendant of Jefferson Davis and ever have me believe that shit.
Right. You knew she was capping. I was like, what is this girl? Like I said on the previous live class, I felt she thought the plantation was revolting at that brunch. She was scared for her life. Let me get out of here. That's what it was. That's what it really was.
Oh Lord. Yeah, I'm sorry. I had to run home and I thought I was gonna be back in time, and family is just crazy, and you know.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
Well, you here now, baby. You here now. Are you gonna hang out with us, or you gonna you just dropping in to say hi?
No. I'm gonna say
Okay.
I live when I get into town. I live like 30 minutes on the other side of town, so that's the only reason. I'll when I get in the house, I'll drop off and come in my regular, on my laptop. But for right now, I can be on from here.
Okay.
It's just that I couldn't do the 4 o'clock because I was still going through too much of the country, and so I have spots where my phone doesn't work. Still, after all these years of having cellular phones, they still got pockets where it won't work well. So now I'm almost, I'm about 30 minutes from home. So.
Okay, good. All right, rock with us. We here. Okay, good. So Teacups, on the agenda this afternoon, we are recapping Love and Marriage Huntsville. Martell Holt gaslights Melody because she's finally moved on, and Melody got a man. Shantae's got him. I'm so proud of her. I am so happy. All right, y'all, let's get into it.
A website called All About the Tea.
She told all about the tea that during the fight.
All right, so the episode kicks off with Marsu and his son. Marsu has purchased some land and he's showing it to his son and teaching him all about creating generational wealth in the family. I thought that was a good scene. It was educational. And that's quite a massive piece of land they got there. Do y'all want to sound off on that, schoolboy, class? Y'all want to talk about that, Bishop?
Mm-hmm. Go ahead.
Oh, I'll just. Wow, Monica. Y'all excuse me. I didn't know we were live before. I thought I was just running my mouth to the
no.
So
no, you good,
I think I was talking a little bit so much. Y'all excuse me, but anyway, I liked it. I love like I said, there are parts of Marceau that I really like. And that is one of them. He always is a man with a vision. He has where he wants his family to go. And, he wants the generational wealth and the longevity. And I applaud that. So I think overall, theoretically, it's a great idea for whoever wants to buy onto it. I'm always for a man that has ambition and wants to set up something for his children. So kudos to Marceau on that one.
Bishop, your thoughts on Marceau, schooling the youngins on generational wealth?
I loved it because it's very rare you see that on TV. A father showing that, especially in our community, about, where we can go, you know what I mean? And how we can, keep building on what we have. And that's what we need to see more on TV. Thank you, Carlos King, for showing that, that fathers need to show their sons that we need to keep building and thriving, and passing things down in the family.
Absolutely. Yeah. Kudos to you, Carlos King. We need more of those moments on reality TV. Schoolboy, what was your thoughts on that scene?
I mean, just like Ples and Bishop said, it was great to see, a black man spending time with his black sons, showing generational wealth and, how you can create it and the land and the construction and the whole nine. It was great. We do need to see more positivity of the black family on reality TV. We don't get it very often. So when we are able to see it, it's a beautiful thing.
Absolutely. I really enjoyed it. And y'all know I kind of like Marceau,
I do too.
Yeah, I do. Up next is Melody touring a house for her and the kids. She's ready to move out and move on. Good for you, girl. Destiny is her realtor. I like Destiny this season. I do. I think she's pretty and I think she's relatable and she's not taking sides, which I like. The house will be the biggest house that Melody has ever lived in, but she deserves it after what she and the kids have been through at the hands of that Martell Holt. Okay. When she says she should upgrade in any way possible, I knew exactly what she was talking about. The D has upgraded. Kudos to you, girl. Kudos. Mhm. You could just see it all over her face. I knew she had a new man right at that moment. Melody tells Destiny about Martell's scare tactic, asking her for full custody last week, which was so evil. Destiny then shares with Melody that Martell says that she's been cheating also. Melody tells her she's moved on and living her best life. He's been cheating for the past 5 years, and now is her time. You know, she's finally happy. She's found peace, and she's not looking back. Okay, Mel is back to being 100% Mel. Let's sound off about that scene. Schoolboy, what were your thoughts?
I said, "Ooh, Melody got that D. She got that good D. It's all up in her stomach." I said, "Ooh, you good. You getting your back blown out. You don't care." Because she's like, "Ooh, in the countertop." I was like, "Ooh, yeah, she gonna do something freaky on them countertops. Just don't get pregnant no more, Mel, because you got all them kids, them children. Don't get pregnant no more. You get that sewn up, tied up, burn up down there. Just so you can go and do all you want to do." But I'm happy. I'm glad she getting away from Martell, Marsha, and her narcissism and everything else that is going on with her. Because I'm gonna start referring to him as her. Because that's just the way her comes off on the show. Just I don't understand. That man got issues, okay? But I'm glad that she's happy. She moved on. I mean, he was doing Arion all this time, so she might as well get out here. Do what she need to do. I'm happy for the time. Go off. It's Black History Month.
Not Black History Month. Bishop, what were your thoughts on that scene? Melody's moved on. She got
now. What did I say last week, y'all? When everybody kept saying when he was accusing her of cheating, everybody was like, "Nah, she not doing that. She could be." No, I told y'all she was. The type of woman that she is, she like, "I'm gonna get you back." And apparently this is gonna be a permanent one. But I knew she was getting something because she don't give me the Tisha vibe. Now she's a little different. Now you do it to her and you getting pleased. Oh, I'm missing out on something. I need to get pleased. She come off like that type. So I knew in the second episode I already told y'all what I thought last week. Shoot. The prophet has spoken. Shoot. But I'm not mad at her though.
Right.
I'm not. That's the thing about it. I'm not mad at her. If you can throw it out there, brother, you better take it. Because you did her wrong. You was sloppy with it. On top of that, like what she was saying at the dinner table, first season, like he didn't care. So if you're gonna do that to somebody and you're gonna keep making their name look crazy, if the same thing, if Marsu is doing the same thing, at least he's smart enough not to throw it in his wife's face.
He's smart about it.
Yeah, and the same thing with the mother-in-law. She said, "I trailed him, and guess what I found? Nothing." So I'm inclined to think that he probably did cheat for all this came, like the show and stuff. He probably already got out of his system. So the type of dude, if he did cheat, he probably been did. He said, "I'm not doing this while I'm getting filmed all day." He's like we're nipping all these affairs in the butt and all this other stuff. Now, if it's something do come up, then it might be something from old times. Right. But I Martell is stupid.
Oh,
he thinks,
with his third leg, he's not smart. Melissa, thank you so much for the super chat. I just love this channel. This platform has kept me sane during this pandemic. Sending light, love, and blessings to you, Monica, Plez, Schoolboy, and Miss Bishop. Thank you so much. We appreciate it. Thank you. I'm glad that we can do that. Plez, what are your thoughts on Melody getting a new house, moving on, getting new D?
It is absolutely appropriate, like the Jeffersons say, we moving on up. Instead of apartment, baby, she got her a deluxe floor plan with 4, 5, 6 bedrooms for all of them children. Destined to say she can come over when her man ain't acting right too. Look, I get it. I'm proud of Melody. I just hope on a legal level she's renting that house until that divorce is over. Because I don't want her buying nothing, getting no more assets too. So make sure your paperwork is up to par, sister, and keep stepping. He has made his bed, and you go on to enjoy the fruits of your labor. I'm happy for her.
Yes, preach. Amen. I'm happy for her too. And you know what? Melody in the past was never my favorite. But I'm just loving this new Melody. She has finally got Martell out of her system, and it's like a phoenix rising out, out of the sun. It's just beautiful. It's beautiful to see. It's beautiful to see. I'm sorry, rising out of the ashes. Just a beautiful thing to see. I'm happy for her. I'm happy. She looks at peace, and she looks very focused on her future. Like she knows, what the direction she's going in. The pain and the hurt, that's in the past. She's dealt with those things, and she is ready to, like she said, get the paperwork done and move forward. She wants that divorce, but he's going to draw that shit out. Martell is going to, let me tell you something. He's going to drag his feet on it and follow motion after motion till finally he just gives up. But he's not going to make it easy for her, sadly.
Well, we're not going to speak that into existence. We're going to speak life.
Okay.
We're going to say that Martell cut your losses so you can bang anybody you want to bang, fam. Just cut your losses and don't waste your money in court either. Because brother, you're on the losing end. Because you caused this car wreck. So I'm saying, brother, get this done as quick as possible. Because you're gonna need all the money you have, because you're gonna be paying some buku money of child support with them 4 kids.
I can see him, starting off with a lawyer and being so pompous, firing the lawyer and representing himself just to keep this shit going. I can see it. He's like that. He's that type. David DeBoer did it, and they have the same kind of personality, narcissistic, egotistical, going off in the court, acting all crazy. And the funny part is David DeBoer had a woman already. He just wanted to give Shannon hell.
But could we blame him though?
He gave her hell.
And now we know about who Shannon is.
Oh yeah. Okay. All right, y'all. So we're gonna keep this thing moving. Over at Kimmy's house, Tisha drops by for a visit, and she needs to get some things off her chest. Tisha is feeling some type of way. Okay. Tisha thinks Kimmi is living her best life with no small kids at home, but Kimmi reminds her that Maurice is just like Marsu and feels that she needs to play the traditional role of wife in the household. Tisha brings up the fact that she feels Kimmi has been distant and feels that Kimmi doesn't support her 100%, especially when it comes to Melody. What are your thoughts? Plez, sound off.
This is one of the reasons, and one of many reasons actually, why I'm just never here for Letitia. She is so needy and codependent. It just is so draining, just even to watch. I'm not even there. I'm not involved. I don't know these people, but she drains me. She just does the most with the least. She's so insecure. She always needs somebody to be on her side, in her corner. I don't know if she was maybe an only child growing up. I don't know where it comes from, but that whole scene, her begging, or basically begging, and needing quote unquote reassurance from Tisha that she was from Kimmi that she was team Tisha, and then even asking about moving into the land for Scott Manor. I don't blame Kimmi. Would you want to be neighbors with Tisha? Like, would you want her being able to run over whenever she needs some sugar or a hug, or I don't know, midnight talks when Marceau ain't there?
No.
With his other women, like, I don't want her to have that much access to me. I don't understand people with these personalities that, especially as full-grown adults with husbands and children, that want friends to choose sides and to always be on their quote-unquote team at all costs. I don't deal well with those types of personalities. As a friend, I should be able to say, friend, you're wrong. Friend, you need to tighten up a little bit. You know, iron sharpens iron. Those are the type of relationships that I look for. Mm-hmm. Not somebody who just wants a yes man. And that's what Tisha is. She's a beta in all of her relationships. And it's sad to see. I want her to get some, you know, self-love, some strength, something where she can stand on her own, and she just doesn't seem to be there yet. But yeah, those are my feelings on the scene. It just, I needed to go to get some blood, child, because she drained it all out.
All the way out. Yeah, Tisha gives me stage 5 clinger energy. It's just too much, child. You know, we all grown now. Once you reach a certain age, we all have our own lives. I'm a homebody. I like to be home. And I'll talk. When I talk to friends, we do talk for hours. I don't know. It always ends up being hours. And it's just the nature of the situation. We can't see each other. We may FaceTime. But, you know we're not going to talk for 2 more weeks after that. It's not an everyday thing, you know. Schoolboy, what are your thoughts? Do you find Tisha to be too clingy? What is going on?
Because I dated somebody like that, and I had to cut that off. Like, I can't. You look. I need space. I need to be able to breathe. I need to feel like I have a moment to breathe. And I'm like, Kimmi, I ain't trying to live on that property with y'all. I don't have to be with y'all family like that all the time. I might want to walk around my house in my drawers, and I don't want to have y'all come knocking on my door wanting some lemonade or some juice or something. Like, I don't want y'all bothering me like that. I'm with Kimmi. Like, that Scott situation, it's real codependent around there, and I just can't. Ooh, it's a little bit too much for me. I don't know if that's a down south thing, but when I lived up north and stuff like that, and even growing up in Arizona, you called before you came around somebody's house. That was respect. Because you didn't know what somebody was going to be doing. I may not even want to be bothered with you that day. You just come up by my house. That's a little too much. And Tisha, I don't know what it is. I don't know if she need a hug. I don't know what Miss Wanda did to her in her childhood. But that woman is really clingy. Like, she really needs reassurance all day long. It's a little bit too much. And I understand Kim, like, I can be cool with you and be cool with Melody. I ain't got to be in the middle of y'all mess, because whatever issue between y'all has nothing to do with me. I'm grown. Like, I can be friends with y'all and be neutral. And I think, Tisha has really been trying to force this hand with her of pushing this. Not so much Mel, but really just Tisha's really been trying to force that hand of the loyalty and the family thing. Yeah, she's not your blood sister. I mean, y'all sister-in-laws. Like, that ain't, come on, ma'am. You need to sit down. I'm like, players, it's too much.
Bishop, what are your thoughts?
Kimmi, not Kimmi, Lord Jesus. Tisha, my God. Tisha is her mother neglected her. Let's be real, y'all. Her mother hit the streets as a single mother and was getting her swerve on, because I pick up that vibe from her mother. That's why she want to be so submissive and really actually docile to the point to where it is like no self-respect for herself anymore. And she's like this not only with her husband, but with her friends too. Like, you need to be on my side. I don't feel like you get. And then Kimmi in her confession, like, I don't want her to feel like that, but she needs to realize, I'm my own person. You know what I mean? And I'm gonna say what I'm gonna say. And to me, Kimmi didn't come off like she was mean, like the way the commercials want to make it like she was really mean to her. But when you finally get the whole scope, it's like, Tisha, you shut up. You're a whole grown. Matter of fact, where your kids at? Like, go be with your kids right now. And it's just like, it's annoying, but you can tell her mother didn't give her that security and love. Right. Whether or not her mom was single mother or not, you can tell she's missing that from her. because her mom give me that vibe like she ran the streets, like, and now she's trying to make up with her grandchildren. That's why she's always there, because I see this a lot with a lot of mothers. They fumble with their children. Also, they want to be the best grandparents, and they want to be all involved, act like they were there the whole time. But then when you go down to the behind the skeletons back in the 70s and 60s, mama was leaving her kids with the grandmama. So, you know, so and Tisha, and she gives off that vibe like she needs to be loved, but it's like, you need to go see a therapist, baby.
Yeah, yeah. I don't know. Someone said last week she might be a little slow or something, or you know, I'm not saying she is, and I can't speak on her mental
I don't think
health,
she is.
you know, but she's just
She might be socially slow.
Yeah, she's a little juvenile, you know. Al, sweetie, thank you so much for the super chat. Tisha is too needy. Yeah, a lot of people are saying that. Renee, thank you so much for the super chat. We appreciate it. Yeah, I don't know. You know, why can't the husband be her best friend? You know, like Monique Samuel says, her husband's her best friend. And sometimes those are the best friends to have. Maybe she doesn't have that in her husband. I don't know.
Well,
you don't want to be bothered with her either.
Right, thank you. She's immature.
Yeah,
immature.
yeah. Socially stunted, absolutely, and socially awkward too. I would say, you know, to come at her with this baby talk, it's annoying. And you could tell Kimmi was like, "Girl, I want to go put a pot of beans on and jump in a tub and soak my bones," because she works on the front lines. She's a nurse. Working in COVID, she ain't got time for all this baby talk and needy friendships and stuff. It's just too much, you know? All right, y'all, keep this thing moving. Melody's mom pays her and the kids a visit. Mel brings her up to speed on the whole drama with Martell, asking for full custody. You know, he did that last week to intimidate Melody and set her off. He knows how to push Melody's buttons, and he is throwing everything at her. The cheating, I'm going after full custody because he just wants to set her off. He's mad. It's revenge. He's pissed off that she's moved on mentally. Mom says Martell is trying to mentally get in her head. Don't let him. Melody tells her that Martell said that he had hoped by now that the older women had spoken to her and told her this is just the way men are, you know, get used to it. And then Melody said, "Well, have you spoken to the elders?" And he's like, "Yeah." And they're telling me I should have cheated better, you know, got them to sign NDAs and just be clean about it, just be, you know, tidy about it, because he was sloppy with it. That's what the men told him. Let me just stop right there. Schoolboy, sound off on that.
He ain't lying, because some of them, whatever men he hanging around with, they probably just as scandalous and trifling as he is. So they probably did tell him, "Man, you should have did better. Now she out here pregnant and everything else, and you out here in the game, and you did do bad." Marsha is a whole mess out here in these streets. He needs to sit down somewhere. What's eating him up is that Melody has finally moved on, not only in the mental sense, but in the physical sense. And she gets 0 F's for him. And so that's really irritating his soul, that she is not giving him that energy. And he really want her to say, "Oh, well, come on back home. You can come on back home." And she's not saying that. And so it's ego. It's ego.
Yeah.
His ego is ate up right now.
Yeah, it's killing him. Beautifully animated. Thank you so much for the super chat. I can see what Bishop said being the reason why Mama Wanda is so outspoken about Tisha now. She wasn't there for Tisha, but during Tisha's childhood, somebody said that Miss Wanda was ripping and running the streets in the 80s and 90s. Somebody said in the chat too, Bishop.
Oh yeah, you can tell what kind of woman she is by the way she acts. Because I know a lot of women like her when I was a kid. You know, they'd be like, "Oh, you're gonna be cute and handsome when you grow up, but go ahead and play with your play cousin, you know, because I'm gonna be gone for a while." And I'd be like, dang, your mama always gone. She going with Uncle Johnny. It's sad, but that's how it is. You know, some of them.
Yeah. Plaz, what are your thoughts on Martell and his talking to the elders and them saying, well, you should have cheated better. You know, you should have made the girl sign the paperwork. You shouldn't have been so sloppy. And him saying that the elder women should have advised Melody to take him back. You know, this is what men do. What are your thoughts on that?
It is. He is exactly right. And this is what I told y'all last episode and in another show when we talked about this type of stuff. You know, people thought it was a joke in Wait and Exhale when Whitney Houston Savannah character's mama was convincing her to stay with Kenneth, a whole married man. This is what women, not all, of course, we always have our outliers, but this is what a lot of women, Black women, particularly in the South, have always preached. Half a man is better than no man. Baby, you ought to see when you down at the Blues in the bar where the women get to drinking and singing along the good old Sister Betty Wright. You know, that's the mentality. That's the lifestyle. Is he providing? Okay, well, he's being a good man then. That's just what men do, girl. They always gonna have somebody on the side. As long as he providing and coming home at night. You know, that's that old school mentality, and that is why I'm highly cautious whenever somebody says, oh, my man is a traditional man. Because, again, people have romanticized these old relationships. Grandma and Grandpa been together for 50 years. And Grandpa got 3 other families all across town. Grandma stayed because she didn't have an education and couldn't afford to raise 11 kids on her own. But we don't live like that no more. We have education. We have abilities to go out and make our own money. So we put up with any and everything just to say we got a piece of a man. So no, I applaud Melody for making a change and making a difference, hopefully breaking this cycle for her family. But no, I absolutely, Martell is a liar and he's shady on some other stuff, but he didn't lie about that. I firmly believe that that's what he was told. Because the mentality of men that especially small town men, they, you know, as long as I provide, as long as I do what needs to be taken care of at home, whatever else I do in my spare time is my business.
Indeed. You're not talking nothing but facts. Absolutely. Diva Teal, thank you so much for the super chat. Tisha last season said she grew up with some challenges and a speech problem. She did say that. She did. She did. Bishop, what are your thoughts on the old heads advising Martell that he should have cheated better? He's a fool. He's a clown.
Yeah, in some conversations that's somewhat true, but he's not telling the whole truth. When most men season around like 50 or 60, the old heads he talked to, some of them probably did say you need to cheat better, but then you have some that would say, well, you know what, if you can't do it right, fam, you just need to stop. Because I've heard both arguments in the same conversation where they all talk to as young men, and the type of men I grew up with is a little different because they said, no, just stick to your wife, son. Stick with your wife. And you have some reasonable old heads that will go back and forth with one another. And they'll say, okay, well, if you're saying he should cheat better, then do it. But you didn't do better, son. So you just need to stick with your wife because you're about to lose your family, son. And some of them would have some of them, I can see that they were arguing back and forth. And that's why he was like, did the older women talk to you? That's why the way she was saying it, like he skirted off to say, you need to be fixed on. And it's like, no, my brother, the problem was with you. This what got the ball rolling, fam. So, you know, I'm pretty sure he omitted out what the other old heads were saying. Because by then when you're seasoned like that, they tell you like young blood, I almost ruined my relationship. Because they'll tell you that. They said, don't do what I did. He said, I was young and stupid. Because a lot of them old heads will tell you that. Because I would sit in barbershops and they would tell us the raw truth. especially when they feel like ain't no woman in sight in that building. They're
right.
like, yeah, I done messed up too, man. They'll probably do dap and all that other stuff, but then that old one will say, nah, don't do it because I did it and I almost lost my wife. But thank God we still together after 40 some years. After some, she put up with a lot of stuff that I was doing because I was young and stupid. But don't do it. They'll tell you don't do it. It's not worth the headache. But he ain't telling that part, which I'm not feeling too much because I could see an old person telling him that, and he disregards it and say, oh, well, nah, I'm not listening to him, but I'm gonna listen to him, and cherry pick. And then he trying to tell her, did you listen to older women? And it's like, bruh, like, no, don't do that. You don't want to mess it up. And he had the nerve to tell her that you got another woman pregnant. What?
I know. Yeah, that's sloppy. That's really sloppy. Or Martell could be talking to some old dirty dogs, just like him.
Yeah.
Birds of a feather,
flock together.
Absolutely. Schoolboy, what are your thoughts on that old school, listen, bro, if you're going to cheat, but you were sloppy about it.
I mean, like I tell you, I go to the barbershop just like, and the guys that I'm around there are not a lot of old heads in my barber. So it's young, they probably in their 30s, maybe mid 40s. So it still is that, oh man, yo, you cheat. Oh snap, you hitting that? Oh, she, oh man, you really for real? So it's that dap up mentality, and it still happens in my community as well. You got a good woman at home, but you gotta, you gotta creep, on the side, cause over here. But then when she get up and leave you, or when she come and ask you the truth, you still lying. Then when she leave you, then you want to be calling trying to come back. No, you can't have your cake and eat it too. If you want to be out here thotting and bopping, just be honest from the jump. Hey, it's gonna be you, and her. Okay, now this is how y'all gonna take me. Somebody got Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. I rest. Sunday I go back. But hey, this is who I am. There's a lot of women that will go for that. They'll rather have a piece of a man, like Player said, than not to have a man on their own. Scissor said on the weekend. He with me on the weekend. So if you want that weekend, get you that weekend, but he don't have to lie about it. I think Martell is so up in the delusions in his own mind, and his ego is so arrogant that it don't allow him to even see that he is wrong. All he want to do is spray everybody else in their tea and tell them that they wrong, but you don't want to take accountability for you. He's just a jackass to me personally.
That too, Marsha is total. He is really going through it though. His ego can't accept that Melody is done. Like he thought he could do anything to her and she would always stay. And I think that's why he kept giving her all them babies too, because the more babies you got, you ain't going nowhere. Who's going to want you with 4 babies? Mel said, well, not today, Satan. Somebody want this. Listen, there's somebody out there for everybody. And I hate when other women, I've heard comments like this too. Like, she got 4 babies. Who going to want her? Somebody going to want her. She's a good looking lady. She's smart. She's educated. She seems kind. Come on now. There's somebody for everybody. So anyway, too. So Mel also told her mama that Martell said that his side chick is pregnant. How does he not expect this relationship to be over? And he told her on Mother's Day after they came back from having a family event at the beach. Okay. If that man ain't low down and dirty, I don't know what is. Please sound off on that.
He's trash. There's no other way around it. The way he's handling all of this shows how emotionally damaged he is. His emotional intelligence IQ is negative 100. He has no sense of awareness. He's only absorbed with himself. Even if you need to tell her, which you did need to tell her this on Mother's Day. Happy Mother's Day, by the way. My side chick, your sister wife, she's pregnant too. So these kids we got, they gonna have another sibling. Like, how do you even approach that subject on that day? I would have just loved to be a fly on the wall to hear him open his mouth and say that to her. It was horrible. Melody's mother said, his manipulation
and mind games that he's playing right now is at an all-time high. Because that's somebody who's twisted. They really want to try to break you and just like poke the bear and see what you're going to do. That was a very intentional and purposeful. And I had no words when she said that.
Yeah. I mean, after a family event, you're going to take them out and enjoy the day. And then, everything's going good. And maybe in her mind, just for a minute, she might think, well, I like this family. Maybe there's hope. Then you get home and you're like, by the way, like Ples said, your sister wife is pregnant. What kind of mental manipulation is that? He's a very sick man. He's a demon, a walking demon. Okay. Very, very sick. T. Ness, thank you so much for the super chat. She says, Mel said she was functioning at 25%. I'm so proud of her on how she found self-love and realized that she deserves so much more. I know. He had really broken her all the way down. And when you get broken so far down, the only place you can do is go up. Pick yourself back up and just rebuild and move on. And it's okay. It is, ladies, it's okay to walk away from toxicity. It's okay. All right. Schoolboy, sound off on that.
She lucky she didn't stab his ass after he said that.
Right?
She lucky that they was not in the kitchen somewhere where there was some knives. And she just did not go ahead let have, because some women would have really did some woman scorn-ish to him and would have been on snap and they would have tore his ass up. You don't tell no woman no shit like that after you didn't had a whole day and you didn't spent time and you didn't had your kids, and then you gonna say, oh, well, by the way, just to let you know, Ariane's pregnant. Ninja, really? You really gonna, after all this day, you really gonna do that? That's how you know Martell is low down, dirty, disgusting, trifling, nasty ninja. Okay?
Evil.
And karma is a mug, and he gonna get his tenfold. He was wrong for doing that woman like that. Then you wonder why she don't see it for you. I wouldn't see it for you neither.
Exactly. Getting all mad. Right. Yeah, we're gonna get to that. Bishop, what are your thoughts on him finally telling Melanie that after lying for so long, finally telling her that Ariane was pregnant, the side chick, but doing it after a day of family fun?
Yeah.
Right? That's a different.
Let me speak my second mind. My second mind is, I'm glad she didn't do nothing. Now, if that was my sister and she would have told me what he did on after Mother's Day, like what some of my uncles
on Mother's Day,
and she called and told me like what my uncles did with my uncle and what he did to my aunt on both sides. Actually, they got in the car, and this I know on both sides of my family's in sync with each other. The grandfather, their father was in the car, and the brothers, and one side, my uncle was in the car. He had a gun in his lap. He said it's gonna be peace in his family.
Wow.
Because he laid hands on my aunt, and he never laid hands on her ever again. And on the other side, my grandpa and my dad and my uncles, they said you would never lay another finger on my daughter. She's not a punching bag, and he ain't never laid hands on her again. So us old school men from the South, we know how to deal with these jokers. Just tell your brothers and your father, get in the car. We're gonna have a family meeting. Because my grandpa's where it has to like this. This is where I get my style from.
I love it.
It has to like that and get in the car. Like you having a baby on my sister. Now what's gonna happen, son? And the gun's gonna be in my lap. You're gonna allow her to get this divorce. You can go home and be with your side woman, which I'm happy for you. Go with your side woman. Thank you for my nieces and nephew, and y'all had a good life together. but this divorce is gonna go smoothly, and I do mean smoothly. Because if I hear anything from my sister, and she say anything that you're giving her grief, and you're not getting full custody. Now look at my lap. You see that gun? You're not getting full custody. Now you're gonna get 50-50 now because those are your kids. But if I hear anything from her and she has a problem, now look me back in my eyes. We're gonna have problems. Now now are we good, sir? And he gonna say yes, sir. And I'm saying, okay, thank you. And we can still continue to be brothers and brother-in-law. And I'm gonna check on you every once in a while. But if you give my sister some grief, we're gonna have problems.
Melanie needs that. She don't have brothers and a father, I believe. They said Melanie was an outside child. The mama was cheating. Mama was sleeping with a married man. Melanie's dad was cheating. But, it's unfortunate that she didn't have strong Black men in her life like that to set Martell straight, because that's what his behind needs.
But she's with her brother. Wasn't she in Atlanta?
Yeah, but you seen the brother. Come on.
Yeah, he look a little flimsy.
You see.
I'm just saying, that's my word for some dudes. They look a little flimsy now.
A little fragile. Just a little
fragile. Like Martell, fragile.
Sharice, I love an informed teacup. Thank you, Sharice. Ariane has been pregnant before and decided to keep this one. I broke that news last year or the year before last when me and Tasha K teamed up to expose that story. The recording was me talking to Ariane. That was me on that recording. But nevertheless, I reported that Ariane had a couple of abortions, and I had people email, you don't know what the hell you talking about. She said, because Ariane had released a statement or went on live and said, no, I never had an abortion. She's a liar. Y'all need to start realizing people lie. Like Shannon, people lie. A lot of these people lie to cover stuff up. D. Lipscomb said, somebody please correct Monica on the pronunciation of his name. Marceau, not Marceau. Marceau, not Marceau. I like Marceau though better.
Yeah, it sounds very French.
I'm gonna continue Marceau. I like it. Y'all know I'm crazy. I'm gonna do what I want. I'm gonna pronounce things the way.
You like my mama? She do the same thing. Like all my girlfriends' names kept getting them messed up.
Big up, Nuff, love, schoolboy, UK. You have me bussing up. She means, I guess, cracking up. Oh, you got love from the UK. Yeah. Listen, just being yourself too, huh?
Just chilling.
But
he do need to get beat up though, because if I'd have called my uncle, he would have called the goons, and they would have went down there and handled him. Mm-hmm. It wouldn't have been no. It would just got handled. So Martell just Marsha just.
But well, he's weak. So a guy like him, all you have to do is break him mentally. That's why other men need to be involved, because they could break him real quick mentally and say, brother, it's okay if you want to get your swerve on, but at the same time you're not going to be destroying my daughter, niece. You won't be destroying her. If it's her big cousins, you will not be destroying my little cousin like that. You can go on about your business. We can continue still being cool. But if you still gonna do this goofiness, this foolishness, we ain't gonna be cool, and we're gonna be fighting. And matter of fact, I don't got time to fight. I'm gonna be busting a cap in you. Allegedly.
Yeah, that's what he needs. DM says Mel's mom was not a side chick. Well, that's what they saying in the chat, child. Take it up with them. Don't take it up with me. That's what they saying.
The word on the curve.
Word on the streets, child. Streets. The streets talking. But you ain't heard it from me. What was I going to say? Oh, goodness gracious. My problem, going back to what Bishop said, with her brothers and family, men in the family handling Martell, it's the mental manipulation for me. How he's mentally trying to gaslight her, manipulate her, and break her down. I mean, I'd rather you punch me in the face than do that mental stuff. I'd rather, you know what I'm saying? And that's bad. Trust me, I don't condone domestic violence now. Don't get me wrong. But that mental stuff is pretty dangerous. And it's very, very, to me, demon-like too. He got, she back, our girl.
Hey,
hey, boo.
What's the color of the day?
Oh, I just threw on something for y'all because I just took my mask off. It's something I've already worn before. It's called Petal Poison. It's like a rose pink.
It's very, very nice. Very
Petal
light, very
poison.
subtle. Make sure you wash your face now when we get off of here. Those masks are making people break out. Do you see those factories where they come from in overseas? There's rats around and all kinds of stuff.
See, this is why I got the cloth mask that go around your neck and you just pull it up.
And you can wash
I wear those.
Yeah, that's probably best.
I have them in every color.
I'm kind of hypochondriac a little bit, so I do double masks actually. So I do a surgical mask and then a KN95 over that. So.
That's smart. That's smart. I do 3. I told you I do 3. I do 3. Listen, you can never be too safe now.
Yeah, but I like it because the surgical ones, they give you like 50 or 100 in the box, so you can just put it on, throw it away, put it on, throw it away. I don't like to reuse that stuff.
I'm gonna drop a link so y'all can get on here. But when we set up members only, members will get that link early before the show even starts. So we're getting that all set up, y'all. To have our little after parties where we could talk whatever we want and people not get so offended.
The comments.
They was all up in my inbox tearing me up. Y'all people from New York are vicious.
I'm trying to warn you, Monica. Don't go there.
You know I don't care. But they are so vicious. Woo! I know you try to save me too. He's like, don't do it. Don't do it. All right, y'all. So, and I like at the end of that scene where Mel's mom said, they gave her a talking head, which I was like, good. Does Miss Wanda got a talking head?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, I was gonna say I really like that this season. They're giving everybody confessionals.
Good. Yeah. She said that she recognizes Mel is back and she's seeing a brand new Melody. And that made me feel good. It really, really did. It did. Because, Martell really tried to break that woman. He really did. Okay. So moving on, Martell is meeting with his business partner and Martell wants to pull Marceau into the project, but his business partner has bigger fish to fry. He's like, look, the company doesn't want you to be the face of the project anymore because of your reputation, is in the gutter. You're gutter trash, Martell. Basically, all of his ding-a-ling swinging has finally caught up to him. And now it's affecting business. But of course, Martell was pushing back. He's not accepting it. He's not trying to hear it. He's like, but everything is a but. Listen, Ninja, just listen. Schoolboy, what were your thoughts on that? Because I cracked up.
I thought it was funny. Karma's a biatch, ain't it? You can't be out here, slinging that thing and don't think, people ain't like, oh, hey, no, we can't be the face of Hope Properties or whatever they talk about. No, sir, I'm sorry. They don't want to do business with you because your stuff is messy and you on national TV, sir. You're on national TV, sir. I think you forgot about you're on national TV, sir. Let's remind you because I think you forgot about that, okay? And your little friend was going around here doing interviews with people on YouTube, so that didn't help either. Y'all was getting the tea. She was telling folks the business. So I'm trying to figure out, like, you didn't think that eventually people were not going to pull their money back and not want to deal with you because your home life is messy, and then you're trying to sell a whole subdivision talking about single family homes. Sir, you're not a family anymore. Okay? You messed that up. Your wife don't want you. You slanging dang-a-lang all out here. The woman then had your baby on the side. Like, sir. And then you gonna try to spray that man with his own tea and tell him you cheated too. He said, but I learned my lesson.
Right.
You didn't do that.
Can you believe he did that? He's something else.
Sorry.
Plus, sound off. What were your thoughts on him and on the business partner saying, listen, your reputation's in the gutter and we don't want you to be the face of the company no more. It's embarrassing.
It's funny because people always say this was going on before the show. I really think Melody might be a a master manipulator, child. She was playing chess all the time when Martell was over there playing checkers.
Ooh.
She got him to agree to go on national television in the midst of his affair and talk about his affair when he knew he was too brazen to stop. So this only helps her and it hurts him. And again, he's so arrogant and his ego is so much, he doesn't understand why he still can't be the face of this development. Because again,
Right.
everybody does this. And to this extent, you did it. That just showed how childish he is, how low he is, and how unevolved he really is. That therapy did nothing for him last year. He can never take accountability. Anytime something happens, he's pointing the finger. And so I hope that man's wife is cool and enough people around town knew their business, because if not, the whole town now knows. What's that old song? I forgot who sung it, but it says the whole town is laughing at me. Silly fool. How'd you lose? That's you, Martell.
I love that song. Yeah.
Everybody in Huntsville is laughing at you, honey. The whole world, the entire United States of America is laughing at you because you were so messy, so sloppy. You didn't have any discretion. You lacked, I mean, just the gall to think that, again, in 2020 or 2019, 2018, whenever this started, it was how comfortable he was in his misogyny that he thought that he could do this to his wife and children and no one would care. The reality is, if it had just stayed in Huntsville, no one would have cared. You know, it would have been the town fodder. But for it to go national and for him to be so brazen with it and keep going and now have this young lady pregnant, it's no good. Times have changed, sir. We're not here for it. We don't want you to be the face. And it's sad because he would be the perfect, the man is handsome. He does his work in the gym. He could sell some houses now. Let's be clear.
He's smart. Yeah.
So it's sad when someone lets their little head override their big head.
Yeah. Very well said. I'm just so happy you're back. Bishop, sound off. I mean, he, the man, the business partner was trying to tell him, listen, your reputation's in the toilet. We can't have you be an adulterer, be the face of our company. And he had the nerve to throw it back on the business partner. But you cheated too. Like, huh?
See, that's when we've been fighting. As soon as them cameras went off, I would have said a lot of N-words. I would have threw him across that desk. I would say, get out of this town. You got until sundown, my ninja. I'm serious about that. I said from this point on, this is how I really am. Your reputation will be dust in this town. I'll make sure of it. We will bury your name. Trust me. And you don't play with people like that. Don't be going out and putting my business on TV because you want to be on TV. Now you signed up for this. I didn't sign up for this. Now I'm signing a waiver because we're actually having a meeting and that the cameras need to follow your life. But don't you ever dare put my business out there like that. I don't care who knows. The whole America didn't know. And then for you to do that, see, this lets me know you're a chatty patty. You talk too much. You run your mouth too much. This is why these women is running your name through the dirt, because you trying to be one of the girlfriends and you trying to sleep with them at the same time. See, this would I would have said this is why your wife is leaving you, and I'm glad she leaving you because you trash.
Right. Yeah. He's evil too. It's like he's going down and he want to take everybody with him. You know, he's one of those, like, I'm not going to be the only one out here looking like a fool. You did it too. Really?
That's one time I would say, baby got my bail money because I'm about to lay this fool out right now. And I would lay him out. I would have took them little jail time.
Lucky Egga. Elders be out of control, ambush, and manipulate. I asked if they would give some advice to their kids. When they said no, I nicely slammed the door behind them to kick rocks with open toe. Elders are something else. They really, really are. Martell, that's just another example of how manipulative and evil he is. You know, he can't take his beating like a man. He can't.
I would have Bart Simpson choked him. Allegedly.
He said a Bart Simpson choked him allegedly. Oh. He definitely was deserving of a good old Bernie Mac style cussing out, child. He
must have head to the white meat, he said.
It would have been all types of MFers when I got done. That was, I mean, man on man, how do you throw another man under the bus like that? Like, sir.
He's a messy
I mean, no bro code, no nothing. I mean, Marsha jumped out once again.
He the worst kind of kid. That's that kid, you know, you get mad, they get mad, you don't pick them on the basketball team out there playing pickup. They gonna take their ball and go home. Can't nobody play. That's the type of person Martell is. And he needs to be careful because he still wants to be in business.
Right.
You need to keep business going because you're going to have bills to pay once this is over. You ain't going to have nobody wanting to collaborate with you or give you any type of business because you run your mouth as soon as you don't get your way.
Exactly, Denise. Bitch made. That's him. Martell. Absolutely.
He's so comfortable with it though. He's so comfortable with the bitch assness. It's really sad. Really sad.
It's embarrassing too. Marsha jumped out once again, Jenny. Child, it's a mess. So over at Marsu and Tisha's office, Tisha explains that she wants to be sisters with Kimmi, but they're distant. She goes on and on and on about Kimmi. She's feeling Kimmy's not supportive and Kimmi this and Kimmi that. It's just so childish, girl. Please go find, in the words of Jill Zarin, go find a hobby. I mean, was it Jill Zarin, right? Go find a hobby. Stop obsessing. So anyway, Miss Wanda stops by, right? She's the fun. Miss Wanda's she's the fun part. And she props herself down in the chair. And she starts to say she got a new man and all this other stuff. And Miss Wanda's still married. She like, I don't care. Listen. A girl got knees. Go ahead, Miss Wanda. She then brings up Martell's side chick is pregnant, but Marsu and Tish want no parts of that tea. They're like, you messy, right? The producers told her to do that. Like, we need y'all on camera talking about this tea. Schoolboy, what were your thoughts on that little scene?
Girl, I couldn't get past her 1990s freezer curls and updo. That's what I was like, they still doing this style. Like, it took me back to the WAP video. I was like, what? Okay. Come through, mama. But I was there, and this the one time I was there with Marcel. But you still married, ma'am. I don't care if you is out here dipping and doing, you're still married, man. Get that divorce. You out here, riding the pony over here. You need to get that divorce, ma'am. You up here, and then you're going to be messy. And then I'm like, Marcel was like, if that's his business, we need to leave that alone. That ain't got nothing to do with us. I get it. He was trying to be real political in that moment. And this is the first time I actually agreed with him. Some stuff you need to leave alone because you being messy. And he did check Kimmi, Tisha, and said, look, Kimmi don't have to do that. That's if they don't want to do the property thing and all that, that's fine. That's them. Let them, do what they need to do. She's still your friend. And as long as she's still, trying to be, your friend and not being biased, then you need to just let it go and let it ride. I agree with him on that too. But them curls, the freezer curls with the updo took me back. I could not believe they were still doing that style. My mama had that style when I was a kid.
Tisha said, with a whole lot of pump it up spritz, child. Why do I remember the pump it up spritz? The smell, you could smell it. It used to smell good too. Mm-hmm. That spritz. That curling iron used to burn too when they put that spritz in. Woo, that smoke.
You can smell it.
Mm-hmm. I can smell it right now.
Yeah, I did too.
Oh, Miss Wanda is so messy, but I like her. We need to replace Tish with Miss Wanda. Just move her in, add her to the cast full time because she a full character, a whole character. Okay, I'm not going to even get into this. Kimmi and Maurice discuss her adult son. I mean, who y'all care about that? Should we talk about it?
Well, I just like Kimmi for always standing her ground. Look, she is not going to let the Scotts bully her. This was her child well before marriage. She done raised this boy to 17, 18, 19. I agreed, though, with both of their points. I knew what she was saying. I don't see why the son can't. I mean, real talk, if we're going to get into it, the reason why we get these types of companies is so our children can come work for us. So I was unclear on why her son wasn't working for Marceau or one of the other brothers who already have a construction company. I thought when he was in school last year, that was the whole point. So I do think there's a way for him to get work ethic and work experience and not just sit at home and play video games all day. I definitely agree with that. But I don't necessarily think that he has to gain work ethic doing a job that he hates. They have enough connections. Again, this is the whole point of us getting these companies and networking so that we can give our children options. But I was agreeing with her on him going overboard on it's so fun. Maybe because my siblings are so much older. I don't have this sibling rivalry thing. It was just so funny to me that he was blowing up the budget to compete with Marceau. I'm like, you're doing what? Like that was just silly to me. Mm-hmm. So I love that Kimmi is always so grounded and level-headed and is the voice of reason and will not allow her, him, Tisha, Miss Wanda, or nobody else to boss her around.
The problem I have, okay, I do like that aspect of her personality. I don't know. Do y'all think Kimmi's relationship with Maurice overlapped before he got divorced? I always kind of felt a little strange about that. But what I don't like about Kimmi is the way she sticks herself into Maurice and his ex-wife's co-parenting relationship. To me, she's a little bit too opinionated on that. And the fact that she really doesn't want the boy there living with them. She said it in so many words. That turned me off. I didn't like that.
She didn't say it like that. Like, people, again, never want to have real conversations. Her life will change. And Maurice, at that point, was in law school, was studying, was working, was doing all of that. And people don't understand when you bring somebody in, somebody has to take care of him. Somebody has to make sure he's doing his homework. Somebody has to get him to school every day. Somebody has to do that. And all she was saying was, he can come here as long as you are signing on to be an active father. Not he just here with us and then everything is on me. Mm-hmm. I get it. She was a single mother and she took care of her child. It's kind of hard when you've raised your children and then you got another 10-year-old or 11-year-old. And again, it's fine. I want him here too. But Maurice, you have to rearrange and cut back on some of your responsibilities so that I'm not a single parent again. That's all that she was saying. And I guess maybe we looked at it differently. I don't think she
agree with it
at all. She didn't want to be involved. It's just that Maurice and Jesus, I can't think of that woman name. Kiowa were having their own discussions as if Maurice wasn't married. So I don't fault Kiowa. I don't fault Kimmi. I always tell men, you have to be the head of your household. You have to step up and be the man, which goes beyond just making money, and say how your household is going to run and how you're willing to help your wife or your son's mother come together and co-parent. It's never on one person. It takes the whole team. And Maurice wasn't doing, he's very beta when it comes to certain things. And that's one of the things. He wants to be the head, but he doesn't ever take the reins and fully lead. So it is what it is.
Yeah, and then I piggyback off of what Ples is saying. She also said, you know, at the same time, you're asking him to uproot his entire life. He's been a kid. He's been living one place his whole entire life. Now you're saying, oh, all of a sudden, let's uproot him. Then her second issue was you trying to finance their whole household. No, we not finna do all, you know, all that.
And that part was kind of strange. Yeah.
Yeah, that I think, and you know, and for Kimmi was like, okay, and she alluded to that earlier. Maurice got that same traditional thing as Marceau. They want them to be doing all the work. Well, if Kimmi has raised her son, she's not trying to have to go back to making sure somebody get to school, do all this and do all that. You're going to help me with this. And Maurice don't want to help with that, but you want the child there. That's a problem. That's why I said Maurice likes to just do stuff off impulse, but he don't communicate with his wife. And that's his biggest, I think one of his biggest problems. Now, I don't agree with the overlap with the relationship. Now, they might have, and this is where I'm going to say this is separate definitions of being separated. Because some folks will say, oh, we're separated. Now, one person's definition of separation while they married, meaning they seeing other people, but we separated. And the other person's definition may be that we're separated, but we still married and we shouldn't be dating on the outside. So I feel as though there was a lack of communication right there on that part. So that is where people get upset with this overlapping mess. But I believe he said we separated and I'm dating who I want to date. You could date who you want to date.
But they weren't divorced. Yeah, I guess, but they weren't. Some people define that separation a little differently, and they look at the end of the marriage at the point of divorce. So if you're still sleeping, if you're sleeping with someone when you're separated, technically you are cheating because you're still married. Immunity, hold on one second, please. I want to address it. Here, immunity, does this person commenting watch the show? Because how in the heck did you come up with that conclusion? Well, be specific. Who are you talking about? But if you're talking about me, yes, I do watch the show. And clearly my conclusion is not out of this window because people in the chat are also saying, yeah, you know, she was involved. And to Ples and Schoolboy's response to me tells me that this was something discussed on the show. He wanted his child to move in with them, and she was hesitant about it. She's like, you know, she wasn't down with it. Me personally, as a mom, I felt some type of way about it. I just felt like that's that man's son. But there are logistics, like Ples said, and moving parts to it. It's not as simple as just, okay, yeah, he's going to pick up and move in with us. Who's going to watch him? I understand that part of it, but those things aside, I felt some type of way about her response because that's his child, his flesh and blood. And to be that standoffish about it made me feel, as a mom, made me feel some type of way.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I was just gonna say, I forgot what I was gonna say, but what Schoolboy was saying about, again, it goes back to Maurice not laying the groundwork. He was making lots of decisions. For example, he made the offer for Kiowa and her grown husband, able-bodied, to move to Alabama and live in a house that belonged to them, rent-free, mortgage-free, everything free, and didn't even run that by Kimmi. He just threw it out there. And when you're married, I'm sorry, you can't make those types of decisions on your own. And that's where Kimmi felt slighted at. Like, am I in this? Is this just you? You want what you want at all costs. And that just is not like how life works. There has to be compromise. There has to be an understanding of, I'm now, you know, just like last year with him trying to pressure her to quit nursing. It's like he wants what he wants. He doesn't care what she wants. That's why they keep fighting about how she's raising her own son. He's very traditional. He's very strong-minded, and he wants her to bow and acquiesce at every turn. And she's not going to do that. And I applaud her for that. She was a whole person before she met him. Marriage is compromised on both sides. And Maurice seems like he only wants her to do the bending. That's not cool.
Aries Queen says Kimmi was not on board with helping. That's why she was hesitant. She said that.
As a
mom, that bothers me too.
Because she knew it was all gonna be on her. She was like, I'm gonna have to adjust all of my schedule while you sit back and not do nothing. This needs to be 50-50. See, they got different ideas of what marriage is. Okay, that's a problem. You one person can't be traditional while the other person is not on that same page. To me, it seems like they're not on the same page in regards to the raising of the child. And then also there was issues between Kiowa and her. Kiowa felt different ways about her, so it was like, no, I don't know if I want to get involved like that.
I think everybody watches from their own perspective, I guess, but Kimmi never said that. Kimmi made it very clear that she was willing to help. She did not want it to be all on her. And I think because she's been with Maurice, she knows that he will say, oh yes, I'm going to take him to school. I'm going to help with the homework. But realistically, how could you? When he was studying for the bar, he went to a whole nother place and lived in a hotel for a month or two. No one does that. I've taken 2 bars. I never left my house to go study. I also didn't have a husband or children. But what I'm saying is, he didn't have to do that. He could have gone to the library at one of the local colleges and studied a certain amount of time a night. So you want me to take on everything and you leave. So that means it's still all on me and I'm a single parent again. She didn't have a second child for a reason. She didn't want to be a single mother again. So now bringing his son there, if she's going to be a single mother, that's a problem. I know what I was going to say before about the overlap. It's like what's happening with Miss Wanda. And I don't know why. I only have lived in the South, so don't tell me I'm being stereotypical of the South. This is what I know. For some reason, people love to get separated and drag out the divorce. I know people, no lie, that have been separated for over 15 years. Each side the woman got a man, the man got a woman, but they still married to somebody else because somebody is too, a lot of it is religious. For whatever reason, mentally they think divorce is wrong, but they still live in separate lives. Then other people are just so cheap and petty. I ain't gonna pay the $500. I ain't gonna get no lawyer. He should get it. He the one want it. It's so silly. And then you get all entangled. That's why I don't even date separated people. Show me some paperwork. I'm not doing this whole, well, we just married on paper. People will tell you that. I've had people tell me that, multiple people. They believe in this. It's horrible, trash.
I mean, it's a debate for sure, because some people believe that if you're separated, you're still married. Like me, I feel like if you're separated, you're still married, and you should wait till the divorce is final. And there's others that believe that once you file for separation, it's over. I'm gonna go out and do what I want. You go out. So I mean, it's all up to preference and what people feel. So that's why some people said that, they felt some type of way about Kimmi. First, you came on the scene wrong. You messing with this married man, and he is married. Let's call a thing a thing. He was still married, and we really don't know what was happening during that separation. Were him and the wife maybe trying to reconcile a little bit? Was he still sleeping with her? Was he completely, was she completely out of the picture? She may say one thing, Kimmi may say one thing, and then there's the truth.
Well, Kimmi said on the reunion that they were friends. She did not deal with him in the capacity of sleeping with him or any type of relationship while he was still separated. She said because she wanted to see the paperwork and the finalized divorce. Now, only God knows the truth in them. I don't know. That's what she said. I really believe that the main issue is that Kyle is still bitter also, because Maurice has leveled up from what he was when she had him, and Kimmi is getting the benefits of that. And a lot of women will be, very negative and nasty after a man level up and it's not with them, but she was with him during the struggle. So I like I said, I don't know these people personally. I just know what the woman said on the reunion. She said she didn't deal with him in that capacity, but God knows the truth. I don't.
True. Miss Leah, thank you so much for the super chat. She was already taking care of him when he came to stay. Kimmi was not saying no, but she wanted Maurice to ownership in his, take ownership in this responsibility. Okay. Quite a few people are saying that in the chat. Yeah. Listen, y'all, let's keep this train moving.
I didn't have nothing to say on that.
If you are separated, there is still a chance of reconciliation. So it's a no for me. Exactly. Right. Exactly. And the man is technically married and the woman is technically married. So the episode wraps with what? Wait, hold on, Bishop. Why you ain't saying nothing? Were you?
I was waiting for y'all. Was going back and forth. I'm like, okay.
Yeah,
I'm just waiting. I was waiting for you to come to me.
Okay, Bishop. I'm sorry, Bishop. What are your thoughts on it?
Both of them are wrong, and they're dead wrong, and they don't know each other. And this is why I don't get why when people are dating, they're not talking about the stuff. They were together for like 7 years before they got married on the first season. So I'm like, what was y'all doing the whole 7 years? So it lets me know they weren't talking to one another. And Kimmi got the resting B face to me. And she comes off like I respect the fact that she take care of business, but she sometimes softened up this season for me, and which I like, but I just she's too involved. When it comes to them two, they're the two parents. I would have said, baby, that's your problem. That has nothing to do with me. But if he's going to live here now, which I respect for her saying that, if he's going to live here, you need to be more involved. That's you're a grown man. I'm gonna let you handle that. That's now, if he's here, I don't mind cooking for everybody and cooking for him as well. I don't mind, helping with your son because he's a part of you and he's not gonna be, and I'm now part of his life. But I'm not his main parent. That's between you and her. Y'all made him together. Now I'm gonna show him love and nothing but support. But what you say goes when it comes to him being disciplined and stuff like that. If he do something wrong and I don't feel like it's right, I'm gonna turn it over to you. But the thing is, when I seen that reunion, all I kept seeing was a person butting in that had no business talking, and that was her. That's how I felt. You need to.
She was making it worse to me.
She was making it worse,
and I think and this is just my opinion of it, like Schoolboy said, we don't know these people. We're just making observations and giving our opinions on it. From what I see, like Schoolboy said, Maurice has leveled up. And when Quasi or Kamikaze, whatever her name was, when she was with him, she helped him. She was there for the struggle, right? So it has to hurt to see him now at this point of life where he's at, and she's not there to enjoy it. To me, Kimmi rubs it in her face. Not directly, but Kimmi is real slick with it. She's kind of slick with it. And I don't think she helps in the situation in any shape or form. She makes it worse. And it's always like, I'm married to him. Don't you forget it, okay? So I need to be included in every decision of that man's life. It's just too much. And
this is where the problem comes in, where I know a player is saying he's a pushover. And he's the type that let everything, it flows and let it go, and it'll handle itself, and we'll do that. And I'm like, brother, you acting real delicate. This is why he's so jealous of his younger brother, because his younger brother is pinpoint to the detail to the T. And if you say he a traditional man, Marceau is traditional. He makes sure he gonna take care of his business on his end. whatever arrangement it is. That's why he was such a stickler on that first episode of season 1. He said, "Now we had an agreement, in which Tisha did agree to that agreement. Now she's trying to renegotiate, which I felt was messed up. He didn't want to go back to the table, but he was right. That was an agreement. But the thing with Maurice, he's like, well, let it flow, let it go. And then Kimmy's a headstrong woman where she's like, brother, I need you to make a decision with me. And if we're gonna make a decision, we need to stick to it. And hey, this is why I felt like they're with the wrong people. Kimmi, I think she wouldn't mind. She with her and Marsu, I think they'll be more of a fit with each other, because what she would do is, hey, I don't like that, fam. And if we agree to something, I'm gonna stick to the agreement, but we're gonna have to sit down at the table and do it. And I think Marsu would kind of bend and like, well, she said she want to do this. Well, we're gonna go along with it. But Maurice is too flimsy. He's more for Tisha, in my opinion. When I look at them, I'm like, they need to swap, because Tisha would like that go with the flow a little bit, and and he kind of let her do her own thing with her business or whatever.
Yeah.
But I don't know. That's the way I see it when I look at personalities.
It's like I said, the man has to set the tone. Mm-hmm. It is on Maurice. Mm-hmm. Kiowa and Kimmi are jockeying for position. Mm-hmm. They're doing that because the man hasn't made it clear what the positions are.
Right.
Maurice has to say, I hear what you're saying, Kiowa. I need to discuss this with Kimmi.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kiowa would have nothing to say if the man stood up and said, I have to discuss this with my wife. Now, there are some decisions that they can make on their own. Mm-hmm. But when it comes to the child actually moving, and is he going to be going to church every night? The family doesn't go to church. He can't man up and say, well, actually, Kiowa, Kimmi and I don't really, we're more spiritual. We don't go to church every Sunday. You know what I'm saying? He can't stand flat foot on the ground and say, this is how we run our household. He's wishy-washy.
And that's why he couldn't last as a deacon.
He can't.
I just wanted to address this comment real quick, guys, from Latavia. She makes a great point. Monica, I love you. But if you're saying you feel that way about separation, but you were just so happy for Mel moving on and she just separated. Very good point. You raised a great point. Let me see how I can explain this. Okay. Here's my stance on it. I don't believe in dating while you're separated. I do feel, that you should wait till you get divorced until it's final. But in Melody and Martell's case, in my eyes, I view Martell as a Ted Bundy, a Jim Jones, I don't know, the Grim Sleeper, the Zodiac Killer. He's a psycho to me. So it's just, to me, a victim escaping from a psycho. You understand? It's a little different for me with Martell. I don't view him as the average person. So in that particular case, I am going to bend and make an exception. You're right, but I don't believe in that dating while separated. But to me, Melly just escaped from a psycho, a manipulative, mind-controlling demon. That's different now. The rules change a little for me.
I will sum it up easier for you to explain it to her. What's good is good. What's good for the goose is good for the gander. Period. So their situation was he was cheating, and all of a sudden now she get a little piece of something. It's a problem. No, y'all set the tone. He set the tone of that relationship. Now, so you can't get mad about that. Now, do we agree with people dating while they separated? No, I don't either. You need a full divorce before you can come even breathe my way. As soon as I see a ring on your finger, I'm like, no, thank you.
If y'all don't know who the original Jim Jones child, not the rapper, the one that went to South America and made all the people drink the Kool-Aid. That's where that statement comes from. Don't drink the Kool-Aid, because he poisoned it. But he was able to master, manipulate, and mind control 900 plus people to kill themselves. To me, that's Martell. Yeah. In my opinion, that's how I view him. And to me, Melody escaped it, and praise God that she did, because that man's a demon.
Yeah, and that's a real misogynist. See, a lot of times we throw these words out sometimes, but that's a real hate for women. That's a real hate right there.
Virgo said Melanie needs to get her freak on.
Get your back blown out, girl.
It's like she didn't miss a beat either.
All right, y'all. Let's keep this train moving because we got to get to the juicy part. So the episode wraps with Martell popping up at Mel's house unannounced. Like, I got scared. I got like, ooh, like, where'd he come from? Who gave him the address? You know, and that made me feel uncomfortable when he did that because I don't trust that man at all. Immediately, he starts arguing. He feels entitled. He says he can pop up anytime he wants, wherever his kids are at. Mel says her mother has lost all respect for him. And he's like, respect for me? Did y'all see that face? Respect for me? Well, she won't see my kids ever again. That's what he said. They fuss about their temporary custody agreement. You know, he's just trying to start an argument with this girl. Then he accuses Mel of cheating again. This time he says that she cheated years ago. He knows what Melanie's triggers are, right? Her children and that cheating accusation. So that sets her off and she breaks the fourth wall and she's like, I can't do this. I can't film with this man. I'm going to kill him. He is literally trying to provoke Melanie to stab him, in my opinion. Like, to really just have an extreme reaction to him. And he just sits there and just laughs and revels in it. It really, really is disgusting to me. He knows, like I said, he knows her trigger, talking about she stopped doing things to him. She stopped doing things sexually in their marriage because she's cheating. And like I said, Melanie she can't take it no more. And she's so heated that the producers have to step in and stand between them and say, come on now, you go in the house, because they could see this thing getting escalating. I wish they had did that on Little Women Atlanta, when them little chicks had them glasses and they got into a fight last Friday. Ooh, did y'all see that? They cut each other up. They were drinking liquor and fighting. Them some feisty little people. I wish they had stepped in then.
Catch up. Oh, Monica, they was cutting each other.
Yeah. Miss Juicy got cut in the face and her feet because they was fighting. But so, see, producers didn't step in there. So I guess now they're trying to they stepped in. You know, all that stuff is edited. So she probably was really up in his face like, nigga, I will fight you. She probably was ready to go, okay? Because he knows her triggers and he does these things on purpose. Popping up at her house unannounced, violation number 1. Violation number 2, talking about I'm a cheater. And when you know you really haven't cheated in your relationship and he was the one cheating, that can really mess you up psychologically. It sets you off. It's a trigger for Mel. And she was on go. So anyway, the whole the episode ends with Mel going in the house. Then he says that she's not taking care of his babies. You know what that feels like as a mother? Excuse you? Mel explodes. Marsha continues on with his gaslighting, and then he says he don't want her, and then he walks down the driveway with his church shoes on and his tight jeans. All right, let's get into it.
I'm so sick of you.
Let's get into it. Schoolboy, sound off, because I know you got a lot to say about that.
Why is that man clothes so tight? Oh my God, them clothes is tight. Who is his tailor? Okay, that stuff was screaming. It was like, I was like, oh my God, sir. I mean, you got a medium on. Get you the size that fits you. With them tight jeans.
You can tell he going broke. He can't afford clothes no more. I mean, he's just wearing the old stuff.
Monica, a teacup told me word on the curb is he done burnt all the bridges down there in Huntsville, so ain't nobody fool our line with him. So, you know, he had a tailor, but they ain't fool our line with him no more.
The tailor said peace out.
To say peace out. That's why he wearing them women brooches in the professionals and them fancy shirts.
He went up and down them steps and them church shoes.
It looked like the seam was about to bust in them jeans.
Wait a minute. Are you saying he wearing Melanie clothes?
Yeah, he got Melanie clothes on. He got them blouses the Migos be wearing.
That's why he wouldn't let her get nothing out the house.
Right. He done took
He
it.
needed some clothes, y'all. That man going down. Them jeans was tight. He could have busted his booty out the back of them joints. I seen how tight they was. He was going down that
Miss Gina, I heard he ain't working with much, so that's why he's into the tongue action so much.
Oh,
I heard it's not much down there, very, very below average is what I was
You so dirty, Monica.
That's what they said. That's what the street said.
He's small.
That's what they said. So, but the head game is strong, they said. They said the head game is just out of this world.
Well, you gotta,
but you're gonna have to be working with, a little bit more than that for me. I need the total package, okay?
Guys who they know how to, when you're not, you gotta make up in other areas, child.
But the way he was coming up there, well, kids go inside, because your mom's gonna start fussing. Like, what kind of ignorant shit is that? Sir, and then he gonna bring up in the argument. Oh, because you don't suck peen. You wouldn't do that. Sir, I wouldn't suck your peen either because I don't even know where it's been.
Right.
Okay. That woman didn't want that in her mouth. She don't want no warts or nothing up in her throat.
Right. In her throat. In her throat, the back of her throat. She didn't want lumps.
No. And you up here upset because she ain't doing something for you sexually, sir. But I mean, now that I know that you're small down there, I feel sorry for you, sir.
But that's what people said. They said that's what people said. Y'all,
my strength is probably bigger than
Good
you.
night, y'all.
Bye, boo. I mean, that would explain them jeans being so tight and you saw no print, right? Come on now, work with me here. Y'all, you see where I'm going? See, that would explain that, okay? Y'all notice that?
He got little man syndrome. If you look at it, how he be upset all the time, puffed up in his chest, he got little man syndrome. That's sad. And I really want him to really work on that because he got all this upper body. But you looking like Ryan Henry in the legs. You ain't got no legs. I mean, y'all just unproportioned. What's going on around here?
Oh, Lord. Why don't we take some calls? Because these people been waiting in the backstage. D, hey, girl. Well, I'm going to put, hey, girl.
Hey.
You got to supplement with that mouth and that money.
What that mouth do, I guess.
I got my own money. I need the whole package, child.
Girl, that explains why he was out here buying I'm sorry. That explains why he was out here buying BMWs and paying for people's nursing school.
It makes sense now, right?
Hey, Watch D.
Hey, D. You put yourself on mute, baby.
Hey, I'm sorry. I don't know if it's my connection messing up, but I just wanted to say, first of all, y'all are super funny right now. Y'all cracking me up. Y'all taking everything that I wanted to say watching that. Like, I was in disbelief, but I said that this whole season, I feel like they're going to let Martell put his foot in his mouth every single scene he shows up in. And I love it. I'm here for it. I mean, yes, he looks stupid. I feel so sorry for Mel, but I also feel sorry. Well, I don't really feel sorry for Ariana because she knew what she was doing. But at this point, this is what you got to deal with, sis. It's no hope. This man is horrible. I mean, I was disgusted. I was getting so angry watching him. But one thing I will say, I love the people around him. They were holding him, trying to hold him accountable. His mama, the friend, everybody was sitting there telling them what it is. Like, oh, you know you messed up. You know you messed up. This is your fault. He just cannot sit in his own. Like, he can't.
No.
But watching him pop up at her house, I said, sure, you better call somebody. Boyfriend need to be popped out from him. You don't just pop up at the house. That's him. He can't let go. He still think he's that man. I mean, the biggest thing that took from me is watching him say, yeah, I cheated, but I came home every night. Like, what?
Right. Yeah. That's the ego in him.
Like, you supposed to get a badge of honor for coming home. You only came home every night just so it don't look like you cheating. You came home. I'm home with you every night, baby. I ain't doing nothing. I mean, it was just sickening to watch. It was sickening but funny at the same time. But I'm waiting, and I'm definitely going to be here for him putting his foot in his mouth every single scene he's in. He makes himself look even more stupid. But I'm here for him to watch him look like an ass because he did.
We gonna watch it together.
We sure we're gonna get a real good Kiki because he looks so stupid. But I'm gonna be here for. I'll be yelling at the TV a little bit, but I'm gonna keep my composure and let him have his moment because you know what? Everybody's gonna see. I mean, we can't see it now, I just really feel sorry for Mel. I really do. She dealt with that for so long. Like, this is what you were married to? This man? No.
I know.
And I like the shade too. She put upgrade on everything.
Yes, did you catch that? Everything, child. It's not hard to upgrade from a shrimp. But anyway, Sharon Swain said,
you never know, she might miss
probably
out.
thought to herself, damn, I was wasting time for so many years. Good God. Anyway,
Yes,
Monica, if they weren't on TV, would Mel be getting a divorce? Martell been cheating for years? Probably not. Who knows? Probably not. I mean, TV done highlighted everything now and embarrassed her, you know?
If you pay attention to how she acted last season or the season before, it was almost like she was so defensive towards Tisha and all them, throwing out their marriage and doing all these things. All that was in defense of her marriage and her relationship and everything. Now it's all out. It's like, whatever, I don't want him. He did this, he did that. But before, it was all like, it's your fault why he cheated. This, that, and the third. I think she would have kept on that train of her defending her marriage, defending him, his cheating, and this, that, and the third, throwing everybody else in the bus. If it wasn't in the public eye like that. I think this is what really pushed her. She don't want to keep looking dumb. And I did hear that they are losing a lot in Huntsville, that their name is not credible at all. So she's trying to detach from all of that at this point. The women's going to win in this situation, you know, so.
Don't expect a bankruptcy filing pretty soon because, listen, nobody's messing with them. Not even the banks, okay? Not even the banks.
Well, if I was watching it all, you know.
Well, it's a circus, right, honey. He can throw peanuts at the TV. He's a clown. So, yes, my love, you have a good one. Bye.
No,
hey, Miss Bernice.
Hey, guys.
Hey.
I want to say if Levon is in the chat, baby, I didn't hear you. I wasn't fighting you, but I love you. Thank you for the compliment. I've watched this show and I was looking like, damn, I can't believe this. Because Melody gonna get everything she wanted, divorce, because all they're gonna play is this season. You just gave it to her, boo. All your actions, she gonna get everything that she asked for. Because you giving it all to her, trying to make her look bad, but you making yourself look even worse. When Letitia was talking to Kimmi, I was looking at her like, damn, you acting like Candace. You my sister-in-law. Your loyalty is to me and to me only. You can't be Melody's friend. You got to be my friend first.
Right? Yeah.
My needs come before anybody. And like, I'm looking at her like, damn, is she too? Or she? I'm not like, okay, it's gonna be all right. You too needy, sister. So you that friend in the sandbox you got left because didn't nobody else want to play with you because you want to take over everything. Like, you my friend, you can't play with her. Okay, nah, boo. I'll see you later. Bye. And you look around, ain't nobody left in the sandbox but you. That's Letitia. That's what I got from Letitia. She too needy. And I see why she too needy. When they showed her mama, I like, good Lord. You saying my needs gotta be met, but you still married, mama. So you just showing that you's an old hoe from way back. Okay.
Exactly. Exactly.
You that mama who's always at the cabarets when I was going to cabarets back in the day. Like, you got your friends, then you always got that mama out there that's hanging with her daughters. That's her.
Thank you, Miss Bernice, Auntie Bernice. You spoke the truth. The truth.
That's her.
Miss Bernice, you have a great evening, my love.
Okay, guys. Bye.
Look, Loyana, turn your camera on, boo, so I can put you on the screen. I'm gonna add Tiffany. Hey, Tiffany.
Hey, Tiffany.
How y'all doing?
Good.
Doing good.
Oh my God, not the old hoe from way back. Miss Bernice, not the old hoe, Miss Bernice. Oh Lord. So this is hilarious because Kimmi kind of reminds me of myself. You know, I was divorced by the time I was 31. I got married at 24. And I have a 21-year-old and an 18-year-old, and my youngest is 10. And the point I'm at in my life, I can get up. I can kind of do what I want. You know, when my 10-year-old is with his dad, I have no care in the world. I can go have a drink when I want to. I can go here. I can go there. Now, the person I'm dating does have a smaller child that lives out of state. And so we've had discussions to where, okay, if that child comes to visit, what's going to happen? Because I'm in mom mode when my 10-year-old is here. When my 10-year-old is not here, I'm not in mom mode. So for me, we would have to have an in-depth conversation because there's a lot that goes into handling a child on an everyday basis. Now, granted, Maurice's son is older and he is able to, you know, do things for himself, and they can definitely put him in sports or with COVID going on, I don't know what it's like out there, but you know, there's some ways that, you know, the boy can be involved in things to where Kimmi can have her freedom and do what she needs to do. And then that way Maurice can come and pick up the responsibility. But the thing is, Maurice is going to be a lawyer. And being a lawyer, he's going to be working long hours. So if the child is there, Kimmi is going to have to be in mom mode at some point of the day. It won't be in the daytime, but at nighttime, if Maurice is still working at the office or doing whatever he needs to do, because he just became a lawyer, so he has some work to do. You know, she's going to have to make sure that the boy is fed. She's going to have to make sure that he takes his shower, because little boys don't like to take showers. So she's going to have to make sure that he took his shower and he did his homework and things like that. And I feel like when you get remarried to someone, or if you married someone that does have a small child like that, you're implying that you're going to take on that parental role. There's an implication there. And so I think she just needs to kind of, you know, take a step back, chill out, and just to put herself into that headspace. Now with Kiowa, if I was Kiowa's husband, I'd have an issue. Why are you still talking about how Kimmi came in to meet Maurice? At this point, it shouldn't matter. Kiowa's remarried. Maurice is married to Kimmi. Who cares at this point? Why are you still mad about that? Because for me, when I was going through my divorce, yeah, I was dating. I sure was. My ex-husband was dating during the marriage. So for me, I wanted, you know, there wasn't a problem with that. I feel like when you're separated, people get separated for two reasons. You're either getting separated and you're filing for divorce, or you're getting separated and then you guys are having counseling, so that way at some point you can come back and join each other in one household. Now, you have to talk about what this separation is for. I'm moving out, we're getting a divorce, I'm filing, papers have been served. Hey, all bets are off. But if we talked about how we need some space and now we have this counselor and we're both going to counseling in hopes to come back together, then no, there shouldn't be no dating, because you guys are still hoping to be together as a union in marriage. So that's how I feel on that issue. With Melanie, Martell, okay, I think when Melanie and Martell got married, you have to remember, wasn't Melanie about 22? She was 22. How old was Martell?
I think they both were pretty much fresh out of college. So he may have been like 23, 24.
So he's not that much older than her?
No.
I thought he was a little bit older than her because, you know, I feel like Martell married her because he found the perfect dummy. And what I mean by that is that Melody's not stupid by far. She's not stupid, but she was young. And I feel like her personality comes off as she was a little self-centered. You know what I mean? You know, Martell was this handsome, whoever he was. She was just really pretty, whoever she was. And they're coming together. Look at us. We're the fine couple. You know, they get married. Ooh, look, I'm getting married. Fairy tale wedding. You know, have kids. Yes, this is our child. You know, and I feel like Martell was Martell from the beginning. And Melody knew Martell was Martell from the beginning, like Giselle knew, what's his name? Jamal was Jamal from the beginning. So I feel like that's what happened. And I feel like this show, she got on this show because, you know, when the show first started, ooh, look at us, we got our own show. You know, look at us, we make money. Look at us, we got properties. Look at us, look at us, look at us. She was not expecting to get him or her weren't expecting to get this backlash. They weren't expecting for all the business to come out because all the business came out. And I feel like Melanie didn't expect to get put on the spot like how she did. I'm sure she knew of Ariane from a while. She knew of Ariane and others. But I just feel like now that they are in the spotlight, that now that their relationship has been analyzed and picked apart by the world, she has to make these moves in order, one, to not really to save face, but to show that she is a strong woman and that she's not just going to let Martell walk all over her.
Tiffany, I don't mean to interrupt you, my love, but the backstage is getting really full.
Oh,
and
sorry.
a lot of people are waiting, and we don't want to be here till 9 o'clock.
I know. Sorry.
Okay, that's all right.
But yeah, that was my take on it.
Okay, very good take on it. I mean, we like most of the panel, we agree with you, you know, on most of the things you said about them. So you have, I'll see you in the chat, my love. Thank you for coming in. Okay. Plas had a point, and I'm going to agree with her. If Kimmi is going to be the one primarily taking care of the little young man, I definitely feel she should have been consulted with or be a part of the conversation. Or, you know, Maurice talk to his wife and then come back and give Kimmi, you know, a good briefing about it. But don't make any decisions. But I just don't like her approach. To me, it just didn't seem like loving and very, you know, it was almost like that wasn't her stepchild to me. That's how I felt about it. And I think that's what turned me off. And I almost felt like I wouldn't want my child around her. Like I wouldn't feel comfortable. I wouldn't feel safe because it's not a loving and nurturing environment. That's how I felt about it. Even if she is taking care of him, even if she is taking care of him and making sure he has meals and he brushes his teeth or taking the church, I just wouldn't feel comfortable at all. I just didn't like her. I don't know. Bishop, what was it? How did you feel?
She got the B resting face. Like I love Kimmi. I love her personality. You know, she's a goal getter. She's very ambitious, but she's missing that last recipe of love. Like I know what you're saying, Monica, because my mama had that sweet loving part of her. And even though my mom can be stern at sometimes, but she still got that loving ingredient. And I'm not saying Kimmi can't be loving. I'm not gonna say that, but if she comes off, it's like her delivery is so wrong because it's like I don't know. She has that attitude where, you know, if I did that, everybody else got to do it. You know, it's kind of like, calm down, man. Like, bring it down. Because at that reunion, I was not feeling her. I'm like,
Well, LB says it here too. Something about Kimmi seems so cold and detached. I think that sums up how I feel about it. I wouldn't feel comfortable with my child around her. Yeah.
I wouldn't.
I mean, look, he was there in the summers. I just think there's a lot that goes into it's one thing, you know, when people say, oh, they should have discussed this before they got married. They absolutely should have, because I think Kimmi walked into this being cool with their current arrangement. He's here in the summers. He's here on holidays. It's a totally different conversation that has to happen when someone is moving in and you are now the custodial parent. I don't think she was bargaining for that. And I mean, I'm not going to slight her. People think just because you're a woman for some reason that you're supposed to automatically have this nurturing gene that turns on. And that's just not reality. Some people are more standoffish. It doesn't mean that they don't love you. It doesn't mean that they don't care and that she wouldn't do what she needed to do. But no, you can tell just in her own interaction with her own son. I think it's probably come over the years of her being in survival mode and being a single mother. She has had to keep forward, even when she's sick, move forward, even when she's hurting. No one else is here to do it. I have to do it all. So she's used to doing it all And just because Maurice is now a man and has come in and can take some of that load off of her, doesn't mean that won't get rid of years of conditioning. That's why everybody needs therapy, not just because, you're going through things. Those are things that can be reprogrammed during therapy if that's what she wants. But everybody isn't a coddler. Everybody isn't a, oh, baby, but babying you up. I don't think
when it comes to children, though, I expect a little bit more of that nurturing instinct. When it comes to friends and stuff, you could be cold and detached and you're dealing with another adult, fine. But I don't know. When it comes to a child, I expect, like you said, though, not everybody's the same. And you can't expect people to be the same. And it doesn't mean she doesn't care about the child. I just felt funny about it. And sometimes when you feel funny about stuff and you get those intuitions about people, it's best not to push it too much and just back off from it. I personally wouldn't feel comfortable with my child around her, like in that kind of setting.
And plus, she's at grandma age too.
Huh?
I said, plus Kimmy's at a grandmother age now too. She don't want no constant kid. That's my opinion when I'm thinking about what Monica was saying.
Well, I guess
I said she's a grandmother age.
Yeah, the new age grandmas. That lady not that old. She just like
I'm not saying she's old, but I'm saying she's not at the stage where she want to, go back into kid mode. You know what I mean? Where you have them only around a little bit of time.
Yeah, I think honestly, the only person in this situation that was pushing for a different arrangement was Maurice. Kiowa was fine with keeping her son full time. Monster was cool with staying with his mother full time. Maurice was the only one who was pushing to have him full time.
That's his child.
It's his mother's child too.
Well, I know that, and he was with his mother most of the time. But I kind of really applauded Maurice for stepping up and saying, my son needs me. My son needs a father in his life. He really and truly wanted that boy to be in his life full time at a particular stage. You reach 9 and 10 is when that boy really needs.
Yeah.
Monica, I'm with you.
When it comes to a boy, if it was a girl, maybe girls, But when it comes to a boy does need a father in his life at a certain point.
Structure.
Absolutely, Monica, which is why then Maurice should have delayed law school even more.
Right, yeah.
If it's that important to you, push off law school until your child gets to be 18 and in college. Again, he's not willing to bend. He wants everything that he wants. And that's not fair to Kim. I'm sorry, this is like gonna be a big thing for me because to me it's very unfair that women are always expected to bow, to compromise, to be the more nurturing one, to be everything. If he really wanted his son that much, he should have then compromised and said, you know what? You're right. I will be a full-time partner. I will give up school. I will do whatever I need to do. When he has basketball practice, I'm going to be the one taking him. When he needs help with the algebra homework at 10 o'clock at night, I'm going to be here to do it. Maurice is not doing any of that. He's not. And she knew that from the summers that they would have, where it would always still fall back on her. That's not fair to her.
Well, she shouldn't enter that marriage.
Yeah, it's tough because it's tough. It's a tough situation. Because I can understand him wanting to go to law school and looking and pleading for that support from his mate. But she's also a professional. She has a career. There's ways you can say things. I mean, for me, she just came off a bit too unnurturing. And I personally, like I said, and this is just me, I wouldn't feel comfortable with my son being around in her care. I just wouldn't. That's just me. But let me go ahead and add Lexi to the chat. Hey, Lexi, you've been waiting a long time.
You muted.
Hey, guys.
Hey.
You guys on my nightly routine now.
Okay, thank you.
So, I totally agree with you, players, when it comes to Kimmi. Kimmi is a nurse. I am a nurse. So I know the long hours you put in, the amount of time. And Maurice made a decision on their behalf. Them Scott brothers, they think about themselves and they think of from a toxic masculinity to me. It's like it's all about what they want, all about how you need to help them out. But Kimmi came into this, her kid is grown. she raised her child, and she's like, look, my child's grown. I did what I need to do. I'm doing what I for me now. And it's not her being selfish. It's just the simple fact that she knows what she wants out of life, and she's a headstrong woman. So I think Maurice should have sat down and they could have came up with a game plan, but she knew Maurice wasn't going to be around. And she was, and all of that work for Monster was going to fall into her lap. And so she was like, I'm good. I need you to step up some. I need you to show that you, and then we can bring Monster here. And that's all she was saying. Like, I need you to step up. I need you to come up with a game plan. Tell me what you're going to do so we can bring Monsters here. And he's like, well, I'm just going to move Kiowa down the street. Like, no, bro, you need to come up with something else. Like, that can't be your only option, is to move her down the street. You need to actually step up and make a plan to be here. And then let's talk about Marceau. Marceau makes my eyeballs itch, guys. And I feel like they were, and I do feel like him and Martell was in the street together. But Marceau is like, dude, he was kind of laughing at Martell. Martell got offended, but he was telling him, dude, you was cheating, and you was cheating on wrong. He wasn't telling, and people was like, well, he was recommending him cheating. No, he was letting him know he's cheating wrong. He was like, you got 2 phones and you found it. Like, come on now, like that ain't how we gonna do it. And I think they were all in the street together doing their dirt together. And but one thing about Marceau, he old school. He's not gonna get caught. And I like players, he got a family around the corner that we ain't never gonna know about until he dead. They gonna show up at his funeral and be like, yeah, that was my dad too. Like, that's just how it's gonna work out. So that's all I wanted to just give my little input on.
Thank you.
On Marceau. Marceau really needs to tighten up on his toxic masculinity and all this. Tisha want a life. I'm putting for Tisha, but she too needy. I need her to get a little bit of backbone and some stuff, because it's all gone. But thank you guys.
You're welcome. Thank you for calling in. Thank you, beautiful. Bye. Amber Payne says, listen, the problem isn't Kimmi. The issue is Maurice. He should have talked with Kimmi first. You are married. Y'all move as one. Kimmi has always said she never got involved when it comes to his child. Okay. Let me see who I can add to the chat. I'm going to James. James.
Hey,
what's up?
How y'all doing?
Good.
I'm from Huntsville, Alabama. Well,
on the
outside.
Yes.
I live on the outskirts, like in the country. So I'm like maybe 11 miles from the cigar lounge that Marceau and Tisha is opening up because of the COVID. They didn't it's almost open, but I think one of the restaurant in the same plaza is getting ready to open up maybe next month.
Mm-hmm. So what's the tea, sis? What have you heard? Fill us in.
Okay. Let's breathe. Okay, the Alabama law, the reason why she has to let him know, because that's the law. Like, she have to let him know where she moved to. Because when me and my husband separated, I had to let him know where I stayed. Unless she don't want any child support or whatever, which I'm sure that's in their agreement with, the lawyers and everything. And everything is 50-50. If you've been married more than 10 years in Alabama, she has to split everything. Yeah. Yes. And so with the girlfriend, I'm going to say all this is alleged, but we kind of go to the same stylist and stuff. Yeah. He moved her here. He moved her here from, I'm going to say allegedly,
Ohio.
Who's watching from, Ohio.
We know that part. And that part's been out.
Yes. So did you hear about she was secretly taped and everything?
I believe
conversation. One of the a blogger, a YouTuber, secretly.
She was having a conversation with
her
a friend, and that person taped it. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. And you notice that he's not owning, because she had the son already.
Yeah, she had him in December.
Yes. Like they were like his daughter, and her son is maybe a little less than a year apart. because the daughter that just turned a year old by his wife, she just turned a year, like I think December 19th, and they actually filed Chapter 7. I think either one filed in November and one filed in October of 2020. So they filed separately.
Wow.
Yeah. Yes. So I guess they're waiting to get it discharged of Chapter 7. And because my daughter used to run with her, my daughter's younger, but she knows Mel. And so then Martell, he's been sleeping with other girls here. Yeah, he's sleeping around really good now, allegedly, because I don't know who's watching. But yeah, he's sleeping with. And then, what's Tisha's husband name?
Marceau.
Marceau.
But it sounds so French.
Do you remember the hairstylist? Do you remember Mel's hairstylist?
Well, you see, you're talking about rumors that's been on the internet, but we don't know if that's true. That's what Melanie put out.
Ooh.
Well, that's the hairstylist.
That's what she's saying.
Yeah.
We all go. I mean,
have you seen her and him together, or?
No, I haven't seen them, but like we talk, and the stylist. I mean, when you're in the shop, it's like, everything.
What does she say? What does the stylist say?
She's not gonna own it because, he made sure, just like you guys said, ain't nothing gonna come out because he's sleep with his. She's not gonna bring it out because that's gonna make her look crazy.
Have you seen any proof of that though, or because I know that's a rumor Melody started, but is it true though? That's what I'm trying to get at.
Well,
have you seen anything to back it up?
That's what the streets in the corner.
Well, the internet, the internet was saying that. Melody put it out.
The girls here saying it because I don't want to call no names, other names, but yeah, they all kind of run together, and it's in the streets, real deep. But yeah. So
okay, well, thank you. We appreciate you. You can DM me if you want on Instagram. We can swap numbers and talk and stuff. Okay.
Oh yeah, because
I will need pictures and voice recordings and everything. I want all the time.
That's what I was gonna tell you. Like, if you need me to go and
girl, just DM me on Instagram. I'm gonna give you my phone number and we can connect. Okay. Yeah.
Okay. I've never DM'd or anything. I don't have a Facebook or anything. I'm not a social media.
Ask your grandchildren to set you up on Instagram and send me a DM. I will give you my number.
I know my husband. This is my husband's name because, like I said, I don't have social media.
Oh, okay.
We're military. We moved here in the 90s.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, well, Mrs. Taylor, don't blow your cover, girl. Just give it to Monica on the slit, girl. We'll be waiting.
Okay.
Oh, that's what I'm saying. That's why I didn't, kind of don't want to.
Okay, bye. We don't need to hear no more.
So apparently, we all had the name wrong. It's Marcoux. It's Marcoux. Child, I like Marcoux.
Hey, I go off of what the people call themselves. The man say his name is Marcel.
Probably don't even know.
Marcel.
Probably don't know. I need some proof. If that's the real tea, y'all, if that's the tea, I'm gonna find out. I need proof. I know Melody and her stylist had started that rumor, and it made, it floated around the internet streets, but there was never any proof.
And it may not be the hairstylist. It may not be the hairstylist, but it's somebody. Marceau ain't go walk up in there and get that vasectomy for no reason. He just ain't gonna make no oops babies. He ain't gonna be sloppy like Martell.
Honestly, y'all, I feel like it would be Maurice over Marceau.
Yeah, that's what I think too.
I think so. I feel
the same thing too. Both of them went and got vasectomies last year.
He's sneaky to me.
They all hoes.
No, they ain't. Don't throw that. I don't appreciate that. No, I'm the only dude on this panel. Y'all ain't gonna do that.
Bishop, you speaking? Maybe you speaking from the West Coast. I'm telling you, as somebody born and raised in the dirty South, I know these men.
Family from dirty
they
South.
are my uncles. They are my brothers. They are my daddies.
And grandfathers.
I know them.
I know
them when I see them.
Yeah, you act like I don't know that.
You ain't doing it too.
Hey, B Stokes. Hey, how you doing, girl?
Hey,
I'm doing good. Am I frozen? Can y'all see me or hear me?
We can see. We can see you. We can hear you.
Oh, okay. I'm okay. I wanted to say first off, like the lady said, Marceau makes her eyeballs itch. Well, Martell makes my ass itch, and I feel like I have to take a shower after watching everything he's doing. Okay, I'm sorry. He bothers me so bad. Number one, when he was sitting there meeting with his business partner, what you need to understand is no one is going to want to work with you if they can't trust you. You've proven to be untrustworthy. If the woman that you're sleeping with and have 4 children with can't trust you, why would I give you any of my money? Why would I want to be in business with you? You need to cut your losses and keep it moving. And he's legitimately psychotic. The way that he gets so much pleasure and joy from pressing Mel's buttons, I really wish that she could like rise above it, but I know I couldn't. I know I couldn't. So I can't even blame her. He came to her house specifically to argue. That's why he told the kids to go in. He ain't been there 5 minutes. Y'all go inside because I'm finna fuck with your mom. That's basically what he was saying.
Yeah.
And it bothers me so bad. If I were her, I would not we would only meet if we were doing an exchange, and I probably need somebody there with me because I just don't trust him. I just don't trust him. And the way that he's going about this full custody thing, knowing that that's a hot button, you don't want full custody. You already sitting up here complaining about how it's too much for you on your 2 weeks. What do you expect to do if you have them all the time? Boy, bye. You can't go out here and slang your meat if you got your kids all the time. And the last thing that I want to say is about Maurice. I'm seeing this season that Maurice is more like his brother than I wanted to give him credit for in the past season. And his chauvinistic ways are beginning to creep out. And I don't agree with you, Bishop, where you said that Kimmi should be with Marceau. They should switch husbands. That wouldn't work. Kimmi is too strong-willed for Marceau. And then 2 jellyfish together, they ain't gonna get nowhere.
No, the reason why I said that because the personality that Marceau, however you pronounce it, his personality is once we go on an agreement, it's gonna stay like that. So Kimmi is the type of person the same thing. Once we go on an agreement, it's gonna stay like that.
The thing is, would they ever get to an agreement?
Eventually they would. I believe she would because she seems like the type that wants a strong-willed man. That's why she's frustrated with Maurice. That's why I can tell because some women like that. Y'all assume that they're like that all the time, but they're not always like that all the time.
I think she makes up her mind and her mind is made up. Just like I don't want to move out here with your family on these acreage. I don't care if you come to me. I don't care if Tisha come to me. I don't care if Wanda come to me. The answer is no. And Marceau would be the one like, well, we're moving because I've already built the house. And that would be the end of that. All right. They bother me, but I love them.
Yeah.
Y'all, do they still make like ringback tones? Like when you call somebody, you hear a song instead of the thing. I just want Melody to get to the part in her life where she can play mind games back to him. Every time that man called my phone, he would hear Carl Thomas Emotional. He would hear Orange Juice Go Outside in the Rain. I would be playing on his top so bad because he over there crying and hurting. He's so mad that little poor baby throwing all types of tantrums. I would play with his head so bad.
And that's why he's pressing her buttons because he know before he could get her back with trying to be sweet and loving and all this stuff. Well, that ain't working no more. So I want to get a rise out of you any way I can. So now let me push your button. He's
Mm-hmm.
he's psychotic.
He's evil. He's evil. He's psychotic. He's trying to make her do something where he can get an upper hand and probably take them kids away from her and have a nanny raise them. He don't want to raise them kids.
Mm-hmm.
He's just evil. But thank you so much for calling in, my love.
Thank you. Thank you.
Points. You're welcome. You're welcome. I just want to acknowledge Sequoia. Hey, Sequoia. Thank you for the super chat. None of the men on Love and Marriage Huntsville are marriage material. Say that. I'm proud to be single over 30. I feel I just avoided my first divorce. Also, Ples is my soul sister. Yes, hearts to you. Hearts to you, Sequoia. And I love your name too. Very, very nice. Also, I want to acknowledge KDS. Thank you so much for the super chat. Hey, Queen, how you doing?
Hi.
Hi.
Hello.
I just wanted to speak on like Martell. Okay, he got with Melanie and treated her like trash.
Mm-hmm.
I've dealt with that, and I don't know her situation. I know I was young because I got pregnant with our child at 19, had her at 20. But my issue was I just came out of high school, and me and my ex from high school were no longer together. We were together for so long.
Mm-hmm.
I was in a depressed state, and so your mind isn't where it normally is, and so they can get away with things. You know what I'm saying? And it was one thing that really woke me up because I was slowly waking up and seeing him for who he was and stuff like that. And it was like for me and my dad,
mm-hmm.
we went clothing shopping together, and of course he knew what I liked and bought me shoes. He already knew what he was a Nikes person, so that's what he bought.
Yeah,
but it was that was our time together. You know what I'm saying? We could just go to one store. That was enough. That's our time to spend together as father and daughter. And he had to go get his kids some shoes. Well, she wanted to go with him, and he didn't want her with him.
Okay.
He's like, I'm daddy. I'm the one who makes the decision and all this stuff. I'm like, it's not even about you, dude. She wants to spend time with you. And I couldn't convince him. I was just like,
see, what were your thoughts on the episode itself? What you went through was horrific, but bringing it back to the episode specifically, because a lot of people in the backstage, we're gonna, keep this down to 3 minutes. Okay,
I'm sorry. So bringing it back to that couple, Martell and Melanie, she's woke, and he's thinking that I can still treat her the same way, but this is a whole new Melanie, like the old one's gone and done with you. Oh, and as far as the separation thing, I think that goes by relationship to relationship because every relationship is different. You may be in a situation where we're separating, we're going through a divorce, and then there's the court's time frame of when it's going to be finalized. If you're already done, I say move on. Like, do you? Mm-hmm. But again, to what we were discussing earlier, if you're not at that point, if you still want to work on your relationship, don't seek out outsiders and stuff like that. Stay with one another. Mm-hmm. Just do your space, meditate, do you?
Mm-hmm.
But that's all.
All right. Well, thank you. And you look beautiful. I love your hair.
Thank you.
Very nice. Very, very. Your skin is glowing, sis.
Thank you.
I love the whole black geisha thing with your background and your robe.
Yes.
And your blonde hair and your lips are super dope.
And her skin is amazing. I mean, girl, you are glowing.
It up my retouch, but I'm just hair grows back. So once this grows out, I'll cut it again, bleach it again, get it all even.
Have a nice evening, my love. Bye, sis. Bye. I'm gonna add Loyana to the chat. Hey, girl.
Come on now, riding in the capital C's.
Yeah. Hello. Can you hear me?
Yes,
Yeah.
we can.
Hi, everybody. I love this
Hey.
show. You guys are my everyday of the week addiction.
Thank
I
you. We love to
appreciate
hear it. We love to hear it. Thank you, sis.
Excuse my appearance. I have on my winter hat because it's 8 degrees outside here in
Ooh.
Missouri.
Ooh,
While
goodness
Kansas
gracious.
City is in the Super Bowl losing right now. But anyway, I'm in the
Oh.
present. What is going on with you guys this evening?
I don't know. Hang on one sec, Aries Queen. I'm sorry
Yes.
about that. Can you just state your comment again, and I'll pin it. Yeah, and I'll read it. I'm sorry if I missed your donation. My apologies. Okay.
And I'm an Aries too. So tell Aries Queen, what's up? What's up to all my Aries out there?
Y'all trying to start a fire.
Shout out to the Aries, child. All right, so what are your thoughts on the episode of Martell, Melody, Marsu, Maurice, Kimmi? Just what are your thoughts?
Oh my God, where should I start? Okay, first of all, I do love Kimmi. She is so smart. And keep in mind, since she is a nurse, her tolerance is 0 these days. So she's not here for any of the mess, present or past, from Marceau and all his family. Tisha, that little girl need to get somewhere and sit down. Her and her raggedy ass trifling mama. Excuse my language, but I am drinking. Anyway, they're done. I am so over them.
Yeah.
Martell's trifling self. Oh my gosh. I really feel bad for his kids because if he was any sort of a real man, father for that matter, he would do more to protect his kids by not being so damn trifling. But since he puts himself first, those kids have to go to school, go within their community. And these kids nowadays, they're pretty cruel, and it's based on what they're learning at home. So you can't tell me these kids don't know about the show. At least their parents don't know about the show, and they're pretty much taking it with these kids. So they're probably getting picked on, talked about. So I heard that Melody wants to put the kids in homeschool. I'm for that for this particular reason because Martell is doing so much. Okay, Melanie Martell. If it was me and how we do things here in KC, we would get petty on your ass when it comes to crazy baby daddies. If I was Melody, I sure would have a random car parked in my driveway all the way up to the garage. So when he want to play some pop-up games, I would meet him at the door and be like, it's not your week. You can stick to your week. And if you have a problem with that, I will call the police because you're trespassing. Period.
Yeah.
And that's all I have to say about that. Oh, and I can't stand Tisha's mom. I know I said that once, but I'm going to say it twice. She is putting so much crap on Tisha that she can't function. She's feeding Tisha more than Tisha can function in her marriage. And by the Bible, Tisha's supposed to honor her husband, not her mom. She's supposed to leave to cleave. So she's doing way too much listening to her mom, and she's acting on everything that her mom's saying, all the negative things that she's saying. But that's all I had to say tonight, y'all.
All right. Well, you said a mouthful.
And thank you for saying my name correctly, Monica. I love it.
You're welcome. You're welcome. You have a great
you
evening
all.
and stay warm, okay?
Absolutely. I love you all. Take care. And I will continue tonight, and I'll see you guys tomorrow.
Sounds good.
See you tomorrow.
KDS, thank you for the super chat. He talked about the narrative, and that's what he's trying to do. Make her look unstable so he can get the kids. What a psychotic narcissist will do. Thank you. That's why I said I'm so happy that Mel has mentally moved on, because that's the biggest part of moving on, right? Mentally, she is just done. Like when woman's fed up, done with Martell. And I'm just listening because to me, he's a demon. He's so manipulative, trying to break her down psychologically like that and try to take her kids away just for revenge, just so he can say he has some upper hand in the situation. He don't want them kids full time. So yes. We got a lot of people backstage. Let me see here. Who we going to bring on next? Jasmine was like, me.
Hello.
Hello.
You're muted.
Okay. Hi.
Hi. How are you?
Good.
You got your wine. Be careful, girl.
Honestly, no, I'm beat, so I need some wine. But I'm gonna keep it short. I called in to make sure I'm not crazy. So that white confessional outfit Martell had on. Like the Jamie Foxx Django vibes, like when he had on that blue suit after he was free and could pick his own phone. That's what it looked like to me. But
yeah, it's very Thomas Jefferson.
yeah. Oh, okay. I thought it was me, but okay. So pretty much my thoughts on the episode. I thought he was just crazy for showing up to her house, popping up like that. It was just rude, and he can't even say it's for, like everyone said. He sent them inside like as soon as he got there because he knew he wanted to start with her. And I feel like honestly now he's starting. He used to always put her down, like basically he made her into the businesswoman she is today, and he's starting to see how she was a major part in their business. Now everybody's pulling back away from him. And I feel like he will never take accountability for anything because even when his own mother said he was wrong, he took it as, oh, well, that's her daughter. She treats her like a daughter. Like, okay, but whatever. I think it's going to take something big for him to realize how he is as a man. Maybe his daughter's running into the same type of man he is, maybe. Who knows? I hope they don't face that, but karma can come back through your children, but I hope they don't deal with that.
Yeah.
And as far as with Kimmi, I like Kimmi. I think she's cool, and I mean, being a nurse, and I know plenty of nurses, like especially on the front lines at this point, you don't want to put up with nothing when you get home. So I don't know why her sister-in-law is coming around begging for her to be on her side all the time. Like, Kimmi better than me because I still would have told her on national television, you don't get up out my face and gone somewhere. So I don't know. And as far as with her husband, I keep forgetting his name, Kimmy's husband.
Maurice.
Thank you, Maurice.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like the issue is, just from what it looks like on TV, that he doesn't speak with her first. He tries to talk for her like his brother does for his wife, and that's not working with Kimmi because if you notice, it's like, oh, yeah, Kimmy's on board with the Scott Manor thing. She's on board, And no, she's not, sir. You're gonna be building that house by yourself. So I don't know why he keeps doing that because he also did that with his son. Like, yeah, I'm gonna move Kyle down here and pay for their house and pay for this and pay for that. I just feel like a lot of times he's trying to act just like Marceau, but he can't do that with Kimmi. They're not the same person. They're two different.
Yeah.
Alpha and beta, pretty much. That's my take on it. And just one more thing I noticed too, when Martell was accusing Melody of cheating, like was trying to say her cheating made him cheat, but it was like
he's lying. Yeah.
Well, you weren't hanged up on me, so I assumed you were cheating.
Yeah.
Because it's like, sir, you have no proof of that.
Yeah, he was just making that up.
Yeah,
you know how that go, girl.
Well, now the new development. Now I wouldn't be surprised,
right,
Monica, since you gave us that new development
right.
that she wasn't getting that thing weared out. Now he might be telling the truth because I'm just saying, cocktails.
All right, Jasmine, thank you so much for calling in. Bye, my love. We're going to take Princess before we head out of here. But Janice, thank you so much for the super chat. Monica, what you said that make up for that little peen, that's what the people said, child. I don't know firsthand, but that's what the people said. They said that, well, maybe I shouldn't say what they said. Or should I? No, I won't say it.
Say what the people said. You already done put half it out there.
That is just, okay. Let me.
You already embarrassed them, Monica. You might as well go on and finish.
You see, that's what I'm saying. I do too.
You might enhance Princess roast even better.
Let me not say this.
The
people said something about riding his face all night. That's what he like. He's into that kind of stuff. That's what the people said. I don't know. That's what he like. I don't know. Anyway, child.
He's a little lesbian tea. Oh, excuse me. Oh, go ahead.
That's what the people said. I don't listen.
Schoolboy ain't no good.
I'm just saying. Let me stop putting my business in the street. Go ahead, Princess.
So you new today?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Okay, you
Well,
been
I like
new already.
to ride every now and then. Y'all miss me? How y'all doing?
Yes, we missed you. We definitely
missed you.
missed you. Yes.
I miss y'all too. I don't mind going for a ride every now and then. It's good for the soul. It clears your mind.
Where you at the beach, child? I see the wind blowing in your hair.
I had to go to my villa today, because it's like 0 outside, and I actually went outside. So we came to the villa today to get a little warm.
Okay, we need a check.
Okay, no.
Here, I didn't watch the whole thing. I ain't gonna lie, but I could sum up the whole episode and everything is trash with trash on trash in the trash. They all trash,
right?
Okay. Mr. Martell, first of all, I told y'all last week that Marceau was was a little shaky, and I thought he had a little pimp and a little misogynist in him, and I think he might be for the streets as well. Birds of a feather flock together, and in the words of my infamous best friend from college, she would say, "Hoes of a feather flock together." Okay, so I think this is why all of them like each other and they friends, and they are their brother's keeper when it comes to that cheating stuff. Okay, just for him to say that you basically cheating wrong, it lets you know, player, you done this before. Okay, you should have come to me, and I would have told you what exactly to do so you wouldn't get caught. That's all that says to me. Now I've been on the curb this week on the streets. Words on the street is Martell is taking back some of the things that he has said about Ms. Mel, the infidelity that he accused her of. He took it back, and last week he wanted his family back. I think he chose her in the first place, not because he really liked her or loved her, because you could be around somebody enough to really just get along with them and love them as a person. But it's not I'm in love with you and I really want to be with you for the rest of my life. It's I think she was a good fit for what looks good as a power couple, what looks good as a brand, what looks good as this should be my wife. Or he probably watched her. Men have a tendency to watch women when they choose who they want to be with. Oh, she'll take care of my kids. Oh, she'll do what I say. And he probably did a little molding before they got married and said, oh, yeah, I'm going to pick her. So one day, I guess she started getting her mind together like, oh, hold on. He thought he was going to be in the streets and for the streets, and he's just not that smart, okay, Napoleon? You is dumb. You are dumb. You out here for the streets. First of all, you supposed to use rubbers. Your side piece ain't supposed to be pillow talking. She ain't supposed to know your phone number. She ain't supposed to know where you live. Okay, if you gonna cheat, then cheat right. Okay, now you done messed up your whole happy home, and you mad at her. And I've dealt with a narcissist for 3 whole months, and I would have done him bodily harm. Okay, and I had a guy from childhood. I'm like, dude, you crazy. I told him, you crazy. You need some therapy. No, I don't. No, I don't. That's how they act. Okay, but when you threaten to slice their throat, then that's when they realize that you're not playing with them, okay? I don't blame Melanie if she had beat his ass, and she should have beat his ass. And if she didn't beat his ass, she should have made a nice little phone call to her brother down in Atlanta and say, I need you to roll up on this cat on the slow road at night. This is where he's going to be. He takes a run from 8 a.m. to 8:30. Okay, he goes to work. And I would have been so nice to him, okay? And he would have been run off the road and beat and left on the side, and he would have called me. I was like, oh my God. I'm so sorry, baby. Okay. I would have played the whole role, okay? And I would have made sure that you was beat, and I would have made sure to call your side piece and tell her that you made sure that she was there to come see about you in the hospital. And I would have waited till she got there and told the nurse, well, I'm his wife. I don't know who that is. And I would have fronted her off too, because she knew she was getting into when she got into it with him. And for him to have a whole baby on her and then lie and say, don't play with me about my kids, okay? It's just too much. It's just too much. You know, you don't nobody want to sit and raise no kids like that. Not no babies, because you stuck. And I said that last week. He's a liar. He's doing anything he can to mess with her. And I learned after dating the narcissist that when he called back and he thought he was going to get back, and he was like, well, I want to take you out to dinner. I said, well, you know, I got a team now, okay? And I need you to get in line. And what I did, he was like, oh, I'm dating other people too. I said, that's nice. And then when he couldn't get in, he got mad at me 2 days later. And I told the young man that I talked to, I showed him the text. I said, look at here, look at this. We laughed at him together, okay?
Wow, that's funny. That's
right. Well, I'm sorry. I was saying stuff to get under your skin, to get back at you, but you playing with your life son. You don't play with me like that. And Martell is playing with his life son, and I want to see how this is really going to come out, because he needs his ass beat.
It's
okay,
dangerous.
but now that
It's dangerous. Yeah, you don't mess around like that. No, because she can black out.
Public.
She can literally black out and hurt that man from the way he's triggering her. Especially the kids, and then the cheating, and for her to break the fourth wall, you knew she was pissed, because it's in your contract. You're not supposed to do that, you know.
You can't see that, and I think players, she would be within her rights if he did that to her. She blacked out and beat his ass. Then she would be well within. Is that not true?
She can't confirm nor deny.
Heat of passion is definitely an argument or a defense. It's just going to be who believes whether it was really the heat of the moment or not. But yeah.
I wanted to acknowledge, Princess. I just wanted to acknowledge Aries Queen's comment really fast. Your mind have to become stronger than her heart when you're dealing with a man who likes to mind F you. Absolutely. It's dangerous. Yeah. Let me acknowledge this super chat real quick. Beautifully animated. Thank you so much, my love. I think Kimmi was trying to speak sense into Maurice. Why take a child from an active parent to put him in the house of an inactive parent? All Maurice has is the right to say, monster lives with me. You got a point. Girl, this show keep us going and talking, y'all. Like this is a good show. It really is. We don't have housewives no more, right? That's a wrap.
We do. Quit saying that. I'm waiting for this new jersey to come on now.
In 2 weeks, right?
Ooh,
yeah. Ain't Basketball Wives come out like on?
Next week,
Monday?
next Tuesday. I love Basketball Wives too.
I thought it was this Tuesday the 9th.
Next Tuesday, meaning next week Tuesday.
Oh, okay.
Ew, them old heifers coming back, please.
I don't think.
Well, they all gonna be in one house.
They're gonna be in one house.
Oh, really? Like real world.
Arguing about the same stuff.
We're gonna watch it. We don't want to hear it now.
No, I have been watching it. I'm tired. That's a franchise that needs to go. VH1 don't know how to let things go. Unless you're gonna get somebody young in there that people really want to see. I'm sorry. I'm tired of Evelyn, Shawnee O'Nostril, and everything that she do over there with her plotting and playing too. I'm sick of her too.
They're throwing 2 new housewives in there. I mean, not housewives. Ex-basketball wives.
Odom's baby mama, because apparently she's telling all the business.
Yeah, she's on there.
I hope she really does. Her last name is Morales. What's the first name? I forgot.
Something. I know she's spraying them Kardashians, so I'm here for the spray. Please spray.
It should be good. It should be good. Yeah. To everyone in the chat, if I missed your super chat, I'm so sorry. They disappear off the away from the chat really, really fast. If I don't catch it, I apologize. Yeah. Oh my goodness, child. All right.
And thank y'all for staying with us, because I just seen on Black Twitter they're eating up the weekend that his Super Bowl performance was towed up. So we appreciate you rocking with us during this time.
He shouldn't have been there in the first place. I've been a fan of The Weeknd since 2010. How many songs he got that you really want to hear? Okay, good.
Right.
I was going to say, I haven't heard nothing since the 50 Shades of Grey stuff that he was doing on their soundtrack. I didn't even know who the
He got a song.
Halftime person was because I hadn't watched
I
football
didn't
since
either.
2017.
Well,
So.
guess what? Ain't nobody watch football this season. So the Super Bowl show go right along
They
with
said the commercials is tore up
trash.
too. They said the commercials is tore up too. They ain't
The
good.
commercials was bad.
Oh wow!
That's what I watch on YouTube. I like to wait the next day to see the commercials.
They said wasn't no good commercial.
Well,
I guess everybody budgets was off because of COVID, child.
It is. It's true. Advertisers' budgets are way off, and all around too. COVID has affected a lot of things.
You know, we wasn't watching no way. So
in the weekend like that booger sugar, so I could see why it would have been off. You know, he said that. He said.
Oh, we know.
They
do hard drugs.
Yeah, he do
Oh,
hard.
wow.
He do the hot stuff. He do the hot stuff.
They could have got they should have switched years. Well, not with the weekend, but Jennifer Lopez should have went this year.
They call Miss T said Martell is a lesbian.
Well, I mean, I'm just, you know, we do things a little bit differently than everybody else. You know what I'm saying? We get creative with ours, and I'm just saying. She said he liked the, you know, so I just.
Well, Monica, you know they say if you fall in one area, you have to make up for it in another area.
Yeah, absolutely.
I know it's TV. I wish it was like an unedited version, like how BET used to have uncut. Because I wanted to hear what they was talking about. They kept bleeping out the D-S-ing word, and I wanted to hear what they was talking about because that's what they were fighting about. Because he kept trying to say, you quit pleasing me, so you must have been doing it to somebody else. And she was like, I ain't never been a dick sucker. I ain't never sucked I was like, come on.
She's gonna cut him. She's gonna cut him.
But in 2021, that's the after dark conversation. I'm sorry.
What? But no, for real. Like I know. Again, it's about. I ain't gonna say just the South, but like if you're raised so, I know women who were just always taught that's nothing. Good women don't do that. You don't put your mouth down there. You don't do this.
Yeah,
I can see it. Again, she just ain't met the right one, child.
Maybe when I get married,
I know that face blast.
When I get
know
married,
you don't.
I seen that face.
All I'm saying is motivation comes in different forms, and sometimes some people, you know, you're inspired to do things that you've never done before. All I'm saying is, from what Monica said, maybe she wasn't inspired all of these years. That's all I'm saying.
Let me be your motivation.
She got turned out. Is what you're saying?
I'm just saying. What Bishop said it. Bishop said it before. What's good for the goose is good for the gander. Certain people bring out certain things in other people that otherwise you wouldn't necessarily do.
And
a certain type of man entices you. You know, like you said, one who actually comes home and provides, and it's only for you. Don't nobody be want to do all that to community.
Somebody for the streets.
Yeah, dirty D.
I don't know nothing about that ministry. Y'all teaching me.
Right.
I don't.
Frugally Tea. Thank you. That reminds me of Fraggle Rock. Remember? I don't know if y'all know that.
Yeah, Fraggle Rock.
Frugally Tea. I'm reading that and I'm thinking of Fraggle Rock. I miss TV like that. Thank you so much for the super chat, my love. That's why Melody should have hit him with my new man hitting all the spots, and I willingly slobbed the knob. He'd be so mad. No, he would plot her murder. Is what he does.
He would.
No, she better not say that to him. He's already plotting to take her out, have her locked up on a 5150 hole. She better not say that to him. That man is dangerous.
But the thing is, you if you're going to deal with a crazy person and you're trying to be done with them and they trying to push your buttons, you go crazier. I need her to tap into her inner woman and go crazy. Like he talking crazy. Like, I'm gonna be doing this. I'm gonna do that. Okay. All right. You gonna do that? Okay.
Good. Would you like something to eat right now?
Yeah, good. You've been cheating on me.
I don't trust that man. He probably recording her and will take it down to the police. I just don't trust.
But that's the thing, Monica. You say okay. You were cheating on me. Oh, okay. What more do we need to talk about? I was cheating on you, especially that dude is stroking her down good. All she got to keep thinking in her head is like, oh, and then she like, and when she talking to Martell, oh, okay. You ain't got nothing I want. So just think that. Come on, ma'am. Think it.
That's why I'm saying all I would do was laugh at him. Every time he was saying, I would just laugh at him. It would get on his nerves. Whenever he would start yelling, I would play Carl Thomas Emotional. This is what you sound like right now, sir.
Oh, that's my song too.
That's a little too masculine. You probably have to play Vivian Green Emotional.
Okay. Look, we could do it out. We could have him apply. It would be Martell's playlist. Every time he say something, that what we said last week, Christelle Michelle, blame it on me. Orange juice, walking in the rain. Every song where some man is crying, that's what I would be playing for him.
Princess, she getting Gemini petty.
And laughing in his face. Crazy.
New York's Finest says the grits. She wants you to hit them with the grits.
Nah, don't do that. Don't do nothing physical. Ladies never do nothing physical.
That's if he hit you, you'd use grit.
Yeah, that's when.
Says you got to play mind games with them. Like exactly. Play mind games.
That man, to me, the best thing to do is ignore him, and that hurts too. It just when you ignore crazy, it just incites them to be more. They just sit there and they fester and they think of all kinds of more crazy shit to try to get your attention. I don't know. That man is
just get herself emotionally detached, and she got to learn. Because what she need to do is just start meditating and get emotionally detached from him to a point where even when he try to go there with her, just look at and just do that
and smile. Yeah,
okay, you come here to the kids. Okay, they packed up. Go. Okay, you gotta pay people like that dust because the more energy you give to them, the more they just keep on going and going and going.
And the more you're getting dragged into
that's what they feed off of, that energy. I didn't know that narcissists, when I would go off and I'd be going, don't touch my stuff. Like I would really get upset. He's like, get out of my mouth. And then I was backing stuff up, and then one day I wasn't paying no attention to him. He just kept messing with me, and I turned my phone off. Stop calling me, fool. And then one day when I really knew it was time to break up with him, my daughter put him out, and he looked at me like, "So you gonna let her put me out?" I was like, "When she say you got to go, baby, you got to go. You messed up my peace. No, you don't mess with my children." And I think that's also what's going on with Mel is. She knows that them children hear everything, even when you think they don't hear it. They see your spirit, they see your attitude, and mothers are in tune more than anything. And he fooling with her. She just, it was a lot in that scene that was cut out that we didn't get a chance to see. You talking about my vagina out in the streets, don't lie on my vagina and all that stuff. So yeah, he said them right words to have her jump on him. She just
that's Orange Juice Jones. Somebody said play Luther. A house is not a home.
That's a cut too. That's a good cut right there.
Oh yeah. That would make me sad back in the days. I don't know why. When I was sad.
Me.
All right, y'all. See, this needs to be the after show because then people DM me, Monica, the video's too long. They be having attitudes about long videos, y'all. So I need to get that stuff set up this week. I'm working on it. So we can key back there. We can cut it off in an hour 15 and go back there and key and stuff. And if you want to be part of the key, you just got to sign up and become a member. And I'm going to keep it really cheap. I've seen some pages charging $14.99. I was like, y'all got to be joking. Come on now. $19.99. $49.99,
and then
but y'all got like less than 500 subscribers. I mean, no shade, but come on. How would you do that to
come
people?
on now? I felt the palm trees, Monk.
No, I'm not honestly, but it's just not there. That's just to me. Come on now. Times are hard. Money's tight for a lot of people. So I'm gonna keep it low, but reasonable. Because don't forget, YouTube take 30% of that money. So they gotta get their cut. They gotta get their cut. So, but I'm gonna set it up this week. I'm in the process of working on it. Like I said, it's not gonna be flimsy and cheap. I'm doing a custom video, custom emojis, custom badges. How we do, real professional over here.
All right, professional, like okay.
Even an intro video with me in it. Yes.
With you in it?
Yeah.
Monica from Oz.
Yeah, that Monica.
I see you.
I came out to pay y'all a visit. Yes, I did. Okay, we're gonna wrap it up. It's 8 o'clock here anyway for me. And thank God Atlanta didn't come on tonight because it's so
They
brutal.
didn't.
Oh, they
No.
skipped it this weekend.
Super Bowl.
Oh, poor little Ting Ting.
It was just getting good.
Yeah, we was just gonna see the stripper in the cage.
That's why they wanted you to wait an extra week.
I'm not looking.
You. Know your own worth. Thank you so much. All right,
Everybody
y'all.
done seen Bolo.
Child, we talked about strippers. What was it? Saturday night?
Friday night.
Friday night. I am not impressed with them. Ugh. Yeah.
That just even the preview of that outfit with half of the side. I'm like, you got one half of okay.
He got class. He is up
It was
there.
like a Leah. It was like a Elvis Presley leotard.
He is upper echelon exotic.
Is he?
Yeah, Bolo. He make good money. He's on Vivica Fox's dance line. He's like, but I know a lot of dancers. Like he's been in the game. He old. He been in the game for a very long time. So he should be able to afford a Chanel jumpsuit and custom outfit by now. It makes a difference.
It was just weird to me. Like I know maybe different women like different things. I might like Chanel as a woman, but I definitely don't want to see a man in a Chanel jumpsuit with bell bottoms.
There's nothing attractive about it.
It was weird.
Go to Patreon, Monica. Get all your money. Will people come to Patreon?
Yeah, people do go to Patreon. Yeah,
a lot of YouTube people have Patreon pages.
They have both, right?
All right. Some have both, and some just do Patreon completely because it's different and it's solo, and because it's subscribed, they don't have a whole bunch of restrictions.
Right.
Can we play movies over there? Can we stream movies? I wonder.
Yeah,
You gotta do it Crowder
you can
though.
say what you want to say.
Say what you want to say. It's not restricted like YouTube.
Let me ask y'all a question. Is there a cap on how many people can be in the room while we're streaming that movie? You know?
I don't know.
Oh, okay. So I should have been set that up because we're gonna have movie nights and stuff over there too, where we can watch movies and stuff.
And we can talk.
We talk what we want.
You get all your
we
coins.
want.
They don't get the percentage.
And they don't. Oh, okay. All right. So you know what? Let's move it on over to Patreon. Then we're not going to do the membership here. Style, thank you so much for the super chat. Hey, Princess, Bishop, Schoolboy, Ples, and Queen Monica. Hey, how you doing? How you doing tonight? All right. So yeah, Patreon it is then, because like I said, YouTube takes 30%, and if I'm gonna charge like $6.99, $5.99, it's not really for me to make. It's really for the teacups, just so we can have a place to cut it up and cut loose, and not have all the other people that just want to recap. There's a lot of people that just want to come here and listen to a recap and then go about their business, and they get mad at me. I mean, I got so many DMs. How dare you do this? You need to put timestamps on the video. You think I got time to sit around and do timestamps? No, that's just too much for me. I'm sorry.
Just turn it off and watch another time, because you can pause and restart YouTube.
Yeah, I'll follow on Patreon. Okay, all right, yeah. So Patreon, it is. We are heading over to Patreon. All right, y'all. This was fun. Martell gives us so much to talk about. Marsha gives us
Marsha.
He gives for the girls, child.
Look, that preview for next week looks so hot. I'm like, Jesus, I gotta wait a week,
right?
To see him go up against more women. I ain't never seen a man argue with this many women in my life.
And all that Miss Wanda's face, like he ready to fight. I mean, he had to be separated. What the hell?
Feminine ways.
Feminine.
How you doing, Martell? How you doing? Child, it's a mess. It's a mess. All right.
You think he's jealous of Mel Monica?
Schoolboy, where can they find you?
Oh, well, you can find me on Twitter at school_boy. You can find me on YouTube at school_boy, and you can find me on the Instagram where people is up in my comments that I didn't even know was up in my comments on school_boy_2021. It's getting lit over there too. It's hot over there too.
Getting hot. You better be careful, girl. Hot. Bishop, where can they find you?
You can find me on YouTube at The Bishop, and also you can find me on Twitter and Instagram at Bishop Redpill.
Okay. Princess, where can they find you?
IG Princess AV613. Under my bio is the website, houseoftheprincess.com. YouTube is House of the Princess. Twitter, Princess N2K. And all the rest of that stuff, I think, is Princess N2K. But it's all there. You'll find it.
Okay. Y'all can find Ples, my love, my sister. Where can they find you?
Hey, y'all can find me on Instagram at scared_of_beautiful and on YouTube at Scared of Beautiful. Just spaces, no periods. If you can't find it, just go to my Instagram, click the link in the bio, and subscribe. I had some technical difficulties, but I should be getting my first video out this week.
Ooh.
So I need y'all to go subscribe.
Okay. Yay.
Okay.
Wait, I know Schoolboy is tearing it up on her page. She is putting out content and the views, child. I've been seeing them views.
They increase. Look at God. Look at God.
Right? Yes. See what he would do? Won't he do it?
Won't he do it?
He said he would.
Yes. I'm impressed.
I'm ready to get over there on Pled's page and find out, what Pled's is giving to the girls.
Oh, yeah. Well, you know she giving, child. You know she is giving. I can't wait. And the bishop's over there too, cutting up. He got all kinds of. He goes deep.
Deep.
Real deep. You have to get your whole life together.
Sixth dimension. I don't even know anymore. I'd be like, okay, this is really out there. Okay, this is right. Parts of my brain I didn't even know had he got working. Okay.
It starts with the mind.
Yes.
Yep.
Real deep.
And Princess says all the things I wish I could say.
Oh, Lord. Yeah. Princess is literally AKA after dark, child.
She raw with it.
We're doing OnlyFans tomorrow.
Ooh,
child. Get on over there.
No, that's right.
About that.
It's like Princess like.
I was wondering what was going on with some of them pics, sis. I'm like, come on, Tiggo,
Ooh, I like it. Look at that. April, my love, I miss you so much. I know you're working really hard. Thank you for the super chat. I'm gathering my coins for the Patreon or whatever we had. Okay, sis, I know you coming with us, right? Thank you, my love. Love you, April. All right, so we're going to head on out of here. I reside here on YouTube, and let me tell you, I am blown away by the love that you guys show on this channel. I turned on my subscriber count, I think it was 2 weeks ago, right? And I guess now that motivates people to subscribe even more. Listen, I am grateful, I'm humbled, and really appreciative. So thank you. If you're listening and not subscribed to the channel, please go on and subscribe. Hit that button down below. Subscribe. And if you already subscribed, bang that notification bell and double check. You might want to, if you have it bang, you might want to unbang it and then bang it again. Because some people are saying they're not getting the notifications. Maybe it's not turned on your phone. I don't know. But
click it up, Monica. They got to click it up at the top, and then they got to hit all notifications, or it won't come to them.
All notifications, and I have to set reminders. Like every day I check, and then if I put reminder on, my phone goes off as soon as you go live.
And also with your subscribers, it's going to take 30 minutes for them to all get the alert within that 30 minutes.
Okay. So y'all listening? Once you bang that notification bell, you have to click that button on top that says all notifications. You got to take an extra step further. Okay. I didn't know that. Okay. Well, we have quite a few people on this live today because people love and marriage Huntsville. I need y'all to hit that like button for us. Those likes help us out a lot on this channel. I want to thank you all for tuning in. I love you too. Hearts, hugs, and kisses to y'all teacups. We ride together, and y'all are very, very, very supportive and loving too. in my opinion, one of the most loving group of supporters on YouTube. I mean, the love, right? Y'all get it in your DMs. It's overwhelming. It makes my heart just gush. I love y'all right back. Mods, y'all are wonderful. Thank you for holding down the chat as always. And everyone that sent in a super chat today, I am so sorry I didn't get to all of them, but just know that I do. We all appreciate it because it really does help keep the lights on around here. It really, really does. If you sent in a Cash App as well, thank you, thank you. I want y'all to stay safe and be blessed. Yes, we'll be back here tomorrow. Our usual time, 8 p.m. Eastern. And there's so much tea. The tea, I can't even tell y'all what's on the agenda because the tea keeps changing by the hour. Okay, T.I. and Tiny may be in jail by Monday night. Who knows? So listen, I can't give you. Look at Princess face.
Who getting locked up? Cute.
I'm just saying. Who said that? Who said that? All I'm saying is that the tea is overflowing, it's bubbling, and things are changing by the hour. That's all I'm saying. You know,
now I'm starting to think they shouldn't have canceled the show so soon. I want to see some people going handcuffs on their shows. I'm just saying, why can't Beverly Hills be like that? I want to see Erica Jane get arrested on camera.
The feds need to come in and swoop down. You know,
the Real Housewives of orange jumpsuits. I'm here for this. Hey, that'd be a change of pace. And we see how they survive in prison too. I'm telling y'all,
life after lockup.
Prison Wives, Housewives, Prison Wives. That's a good show.
Yeah.
No shade, but I mean, listen, the way
shade.
Nowadays, the way things are heading, you know, we're not the judge and jury, but you never know what might happen on Monday. Every single day, every single hour, things are changing. But we'll definitely
Carlos King put that in production.
Ooh, Carlos, hey, they did
Prison
you wrong
Wives.
on Housewives.
Prison Wives, for real. Yeah, we need to see it. We'll love to see it, right?
Real Housewives with felons.
We'll tune in. Did y'all see Casanova, that rapper? He got his video communication rights taken away because he was doing the Junebug challenge. And his girl recorded it and put it on social media. Child, I can't. He looked so happy in prison too, didn't he? He looked good.
Yeah, he did. He looked refreshed.
He looked happy. He doing the Junebug challenge and everything. I'm like, look at you. Okay. Casanova, a real killer for real. You could tell. Now that's some streets. You talk about Remy Ma. No, that's the street right there. That brother right there. He reminds me of my brother too. I don't fool with him much either, because you know, child. You know, listen. All right, y'all. All right, y'all. Love him to death, but Casanova remind me so much of my brother. I'm telling you, he really does. She's so street, you know, just street. It's like, damn, are you okay? Whenever somebody do something stupid, I'm always saying, are you okay? I've had to block and unblock him so many times. Maybe I'll unblock him tonight since I brought him up.
Good night, y'all.
I know. See, that's what I'm saying. Y'all got me talking. I got it. Let me go.
Look, what you do is, let me show you how to do this. You end the stream and you keep us on.
Oh, okay.
That's how we do it. We be talking in the back.
Oh, okay. That's a good idea. Well, let me go ahead and do that then. All right. All right, y'all. Bye. Bye, teacups. Love you. See y'all on Monday. Bye.
Melanie Scott.
Hang on, y'all. We still live. I just keep this photo up for like a few minutes.